Today's show is brought to you by Lovable.
Here we go.
Here we go. It's game week 7 and there's a twist. This time the players will be competing in Mario Kart. Nope, just kidding. But we do have two special people in the Take building today. Anna Krumling will be streaming Title Tuesday and Virtual is a guest in the studio. We are looking forward to an exciting Title Tuesday. Welcome to game week 7.
Looks like Farouche is almost getting it done on the board. Should still be a draw. He's losing now suddenly.
He's throwing a thorn into the white side, holding on here for dear life. The nerves are kicking in.
He's playing with Ghost, afraid to commit.
Did he lose on time?
The clock is his worst enemy right now.
Oh, look at this. He's trapped his own king in the corner. The Black Rook is hit as well.
Whoa, is this a blunder?
Checkmate is coming.
It's time for the most intense weekly tournament out there. Welcome to Title Tuesday. As always, to break it down to you guys, our regular pundit Grandmaster David Howell and our special guest today. His real name is Evan Iversen, but today we're only going to call him by the name you guys know him, Virtual. He's a YouTube star, he's an avid Trackmania player, and also a chess fan.
Yeah, big chess fan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole new universe that I was introduced to a couple of years ago, the chess world, but I've gotten to know a lot of people in the chess world, and I'm following tournaments now as weekly as Title Tuesday also, so pleasure to be here in the studio.
So cool to have you here. So excited to be commentating on Title Tuesday together with you. First, let's just talk about your background. So Trackmania, I've been doing my research, I've been looking at your streams, I've been looking at this game. It looks like so much fun. Trackmania, what is it?
Yeah, so Trackmania is a online racing game. It is very different to what chess fans might be used to, but this is a game I discovered in my teen years and have played ever since and made a career out of making YouTube videos about. And then, 2023, I got invited to a chess tournament for people that don't play chess so much. And that's when I met Anna Krumling, and since then I've sort of gotten into chess as well as sort of another hobby. So yeah, it's very different, but we do compete, and we also compete daily, not weekly. So I'm very familiar with the aspect of competition. Here you can see a picture from the 17th of May celebration in Norway. So we're wearing traditional clothes, but yeah. Very, very cool to see the different aspects of competition, I think, in both games. I can always get behind like a good competitive battle in a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
PogChamps, right? This chess tournament you talked about. You actually won the consolation bracket, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, but it was the consolation bracket, so it's not a full win, but it was fun. It was fun participating.
You're a competitor, I can hear that.
Yeah.
And we did see the picture, of course, of Anna Krumling, your girlfriend, so we talked about this earlier today. You are Norwegian, so Magnus Carlsen becoming world chess champion in 2013, of course, makes the whole country hooked on chess.
Yeah, that is when the chess hype here started. People started downloading the app on their phone and playing and talking about it, just like, oh, have you seen the game? And then, I don't know if people online know this, but every Christmas, this has become a family tradition for a lot of people. You watch chess on TV. It would be weird not to. Yeah. It's on all day, you watch it with your family, have some snacks. That's culture. Yeah. So yeah. I've seen a lot of chess before.
It's fantastic. But then you met Anna.
Yeah.
And I guess a new introduction then for you to chess. What is it like now?
So what's so interesting is like there is this televised chess that we see where you have all the names that people recognize, Magnus and Hans Niemann, and some of the drama that comes with the chess world. That's really awesome. But through Anna and also meeting her parents, Pia and Juan, they have told me so many stories from a completely different era of chess, that the chess before it was this big televised thing. And there are so many different players and tournaments they will talk about, the way things were done back then. And it's a whole different era. So chess is such a rich game with the history, 500 years plus of recorded history in chess, and the game goes back even beyond that. And it's so fun that we have this big battleground that has remained the same, where you can see how it evolves over time. It's something I can really appreciate.
Oh, I agree, 100%. David, Trackmania, any good?
No, any game other than chess, pretty much terrible.
Well, from now on, it's all about chess. You did see Anna Crumling there. She will be streaming from the Dave Cave today. We're going to follow her games closely. And Anna arrived at the Take offices earlier today. Let's see what happened when she saw the Dave Cave.
I don't get nervous because I'm the underdog in Title Tuesday. I'm one of the lowest rated people in the tournament. Every point that I get, I'm beating someone that's better than me, so that is amazing. I think doing content creation in general, it's one of those things that it's very difficult to be able to have it as your main job. I remember when I started, I was talking to my mom about it. She was like, Anna, just have fun. You know what they say, the 0.001% are able to make a living out of it. And it first started with 1 year, and then I said, Mom, it's going great, let me do another year. And then, Mom, it's going great, let me do another year. So I never went to university. So I think it was during that time that I proved her wrong, maybe. Hello, David. I have some instructions to kick you out of this room.
Already? Are you going to crush Title Tuesday later?
I am going to crush Title Tuesday later. That's what I'm hoping for. How many points do you think I can get in Title Tuesday?
10.
David! Thank you, I appreciate it. Do you feel better when it says your name over there, or do you feel pressure?
I'm a narcissist, so I needed.
Who came up with it? You?
Yeah.
Should I go in and show my YouTube channel and everything? Okay.
Yeah.
So, this is... I mean, I'm really proud of just this idea of discovering that I don't have to play against a super strong player to make it an interesting video. I can make a video where I'm playing against a pretty random guy that people don't know, but who's very interesting, has a very interesting story.
How are you, young lady?
And that can still get 6 million views. You want to know something, Johnny? I'm going to tell you a little secret.
I want to play you one more.
Do you want to say hi to stream?
No.
My most viewed short is when I played against a 10-year-old kid. It has 163 million views. How old are you? 10. I still think, I'm not sure, but I think it's like one of the chess videos that have the most views on the internet.
Well, Anna Crumling, you all know her as one of your favorite streamers, and of course a fantastic chess player as well. She's played 3 Title Tuesdays so far in the autumn split. Last week, she scored 5 points. And Virtual, living with Anna, what is she like when she plays these Title Tuesdays?
No, she's really hyped beforehand. It would be like, oh, it's Tuesday, I gotta get proper dinner, we gotta get a proper warm-up, play some games before, get ready, and then she tries her best. There are a lot of high-rated players in the tournament, higher rated than Anna, so any points she scores, she's really happy about. You can hear like a triumphant roar in the other room whenever she wins. And also sometimes you will just hear a sudden, as a queen or a rook or another piece might be hanging. The typical chess emotions you go through in a game, I think.
Yeah. She is ready in the Dave Cave. It's going to be so cool to follow Anna today. In the other room, the 2882. Well, no Magnus so far, but let's hope he turns up. Rumor has it Magnus will be playing Title Tuesday from the Take offices today. And that will be the first time, David, if he comes, that we see him since the baby arrived.
Exactly. Magnus, we've missed him.
Yeah.
He did play Title Tuesday last week. Didn't go so well, didn't go according to plan, but nice to see him back. He played the Speed Chess Championship yesterday from the Dave Cave, where Anna's sitting right now.
Yeah.
So he's definitely getting the itch for chess back now.
Exactly. We do see some other big names signing up. Jan Nepomniachtchi is ready. Daniil Dubo is ready. Bortnik is ready. Duda is ready. Where is Hikaru, though? Where is Magnus Carlsen? 5 more minutes to sign up. All right. If Magnus comes, and we hope he will, then we always have the opening challenge. You guys have been able to vote in this poll. And the opening he has to play at some point today, the sodium attack. Will that give him a big disadvantage out of the opening, David?
It's definitely not the best move on the board. That's the reason it's not more popular. Maybe some of our viewers haven't even heard of the sodium attack before. It's not a bad move, though. It does develop a piece, albeit to the edge of the board. It's called the sodium attack because Na is the chemical symbol for sodium. So a bit of a sophisticated name there. So Na3, knight A3.
Looking at his other options there, I'm not sure if there really was so much that could have gone better. So
probably he would have preferred the Polish opening, but not by much. No good choices here. But I'm glad our viewers are getting involved and voting, giving Magnus a helping hand there.
Yeah, or
otherwise.
or his opponent a helping hand. Well, Magnus Carlsen and Anna Kramling both playing from the Take offices today in Oslo. Players are logging on from every corner of the globe. We have seen Jan Nepomniachtchi. He is playing. Let's hope to see Ali Reza Forougha playing from France. Hikaru Nakamura, he's played all the 6 Title Tuesdays so far in the autumn split. Will we see him again today? And then, of course, a big question. Fabiano Caruana, Hans Niemann, who won last week. Will we see them play? Because they are playing the US Championships, David.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on. The European Team Championship just finished today. The US Championship's ongoing. Hikaru is elsewhere in the world playing what he calls a Mickey Mouse tournament, trying to get those games in. So yeah, the top chess players in the world, very, very busy this week. That might open the door for some new faces.
Exactly. Well, it's all about qualifying for the Esports World Cup. There are 13 spots in total, and Magnus, as the reigning champion, is already qualified. And then the top 3 players from the Speed Chess Championship, top 3 from the Chess.com Global Championship, they will each go directly to Riyadh. And then every week in Title Tuesday, the top 10 players score points in the Champions Chess Tour. And at the end of the season, the top 6 players in the Champions Chess Tour qualifies for the Esports World Cup. Chess made its debut on that stage this summer, and Magnus Carlsen, he won it for Team Liquid. He beat Ali Reza Forougha in the final. Such a cool event, and these are the current Champions Chess Tour standings. After 6 Title Tuesdays, Magnus Carlsen is on top. We have Ali Reza Forougha in second, and right now, because Magnus is already qualified, it is the top 7th right now qualified for the Esports World Cup next year. But many Title Tuesdays to go. And who will win it today? We see Ali Reza Forougha has joined. Do you have a favorite among the top players?
I mean, it's going to be a boring answer, but of course it's always fun to watch Magnus. It really is. And to watch someone and in any sport or discipline that is just, it feels like a tiny level above the others to watch them thrive in excellence. I think that's really cool to see. Other than that, I mean, from what little I know about chess, some players have a very aggressive style, sharp style of play, and that leads to more interesting games to watch. So someone who's willing to like sacrifice all their pieces and go for an attack, like one of the Indian players, I'm blanking on the name right now, but he plays very aggressively. Is it
Arigaisi?
Arigaisi was the name, yeah. He's fun to watch.
Agree. We don't see Arigaisi's name on the list, but Magnus has joined together with Ali Reza Forougha. You always pick top 3 players that we have to watch out for in Game Week 7, David. Who is it?
That's right. This week I've picked 3 names. Of course, it's Magnus. We're all so keen to find out how he gets on now he's a father. Nice to see him back here in the Take studio, of course. Next up, I've gone for Ali Reza Forougha, who won last week. He was in great form. He's been fantastic in all Title Tuesdays. He was always coming second, third. Last week, he finally got his breakthrough. Last but not least, we have Anna Kramling. I've gone for an overall score of 52.
She was asking you about that a little bit, like where the points come from here. But
I do have a system. 90s, that's kind of the very, very elite. 80s, 70s, the other grandmasters. And I feel Anna, I think she'd be pretty happy to be in the top half of this event. So hopefully she brings her top form today.
Yeah. Anna Kramling is in the building. She will be streaming Title Tuesday from the Dave Cave today. We're going to follow her We're gonna follow Magnus.
Magnus
he
has
is
arrived,
here.
yeah.
Oh, always a relief to see Magnus here. He's won 2 Title Tuesdays in the autumn split. Today he will be chasing another win. Last week, Alireza Fruja took the win. And look at this. The players getting ready. We see Jan Pomniachi, Danil Dubov, Magzudlu. Lazovic is here. Let's kick off Game Week 7. Oh, what's happening here?
And we've just seen a blunder from Fabiano. He forgot that there were Night Forks in the air. There was a discover check against the White King. Fabi is just trying to flag his opponent. The black clock goes red. Suddenly, Fabiano, head and hands. He knows he's blundered. The Black King, the White Knight drops even, and there we go. And Fabiano wins with 1 piece remaining.
The bishop. Oh my god. Oh, so fucking stupid. Oh, bro. That's so ridiculous by me.
Oh, and it's a blunder from Magnus Carlsen. Daniel Naroditsky takes down the world #1. The Black King is now going to march its way over, and suddenly White is winning. Hikaru Nakamura's blundered. The White pawn is going to promote in the corner. It's all about the A pawn right now. Hikaru has let it slip in his winning attempts. Tong only has a few seconds left. He cannot stalemate though. Here we go. Hikaru Nakamura is done.
Hikaru Nakamura, will he be playing? All right, the games for round 1 is coming up. Total of 11 rounds each Tuesday. And here we go with round 1. It's Magnus Carlsen with the black pieces against an FM Punin from Ukraine. What are we seeing on the opening here, David?
Yeah, still very early days here. Magnus with black has tried to play the Sicilian defense. White, though, has tried to gain all the space, not playing with knights, not playing with pieces, instead going for pawn action in the center, trying to extend, putting the pawns on dark squares as far as possible, now bringing his knight out. Magnus is going to just lock the center and try to play on the flanks. Early days, but Magnus, I'm not sure whether he was late, whether he just was wondering what to do in the opening. He's quite a bit down on the clock already, and he might not have the type of position he wants. It's going to be a long, hard grind, this one. No easy ways out.
One thing that surprises me here, and this is for my lack of chess experience here, David, isn't it a bit dangerous to push all your pawns on the king side here if you're white? Doesn't this at some point leave you open to an attack?
Yeah, it can work very well, or it can work very badly.
Yep.
It can definitely backfire. And I think white would love to, at some point, kick away this knight. At the moment, it's not possible, as kind of the squares, whoops, if my arrows can work, there we go. The squares are covered. The black rook as well would open up. So as you say, you don't want to push too soon. You don't want to race forward before your pieces are ready. And Magnus, in the meantime, kind of expecting potentially a flank push. He pushes his pawns forward, and wow, that's an interesting pose to be playing chess by Magnus's opponent.
Yeah, he looks very relaxed here.
I love that. Andriy Punin is lying down. He is playing Title Tuesday, Game Week 7. This is round 1. He is 38 years old, a FIDE master with a rating of 2289. He has played all 6 Title Tuesdays so far in the autumn split, so he is very, very fond of this format, and he scores quite a lot of points. He has a record in the autumn splits of 6.5 points. Impressive stuff, and especially if that's the way you play Title Tuesday. I like that.
This looks precarious with the pawn push, as you said, David. The king looks very open to my eyes, but is it rather safe in the corner there, or no?
Yeah, I think for now it's okay. It's high risk, high reward. As we mentioned, he's essentially saying the black knight is going to be pushed to a bad square. And wow, he jumps forward with his own knight. A bit surprised by that one. As you say, the white king is going to be vulnerable. He's going to hope to protect it maybe on the light squares with the bishop to dodge any checks here. But there are tactics in the air. Knight takes pawn is one idea. Since the white pawn is kind of overwhelmed here, it's overworked, defending a pawn, defending its own knight. But Magnus plays on the other side of the board instead, and Punin is
the evaluation bar does favor him, yeah.
Yeah, looking good apparently, but I'm going to say it's complicated. And in practical terms, I would far rather be black with the safer king.
Yeah. Is Magnus going to elect to leave his king in the middle rather than castle and keep that rook on the file towards the king? Is that sort of what his long-term goal is?
That's a great question. I think knowing Magnus, he likes to kind of tease the opponent. He's like, wait, attack me in the center, attack me in the center. As soon as someone goes for his king in the center, he'll run away. So he might be keeping them one up his sleeve for later. I think for now, definitely the black king is happy where it sits.
Poonen is better on the bar, and Magnus is about to take under 3 minutes on the clock. Remember the format, 5 minutes for each players. No increment, that's the new format in Title Tuesday. And Magnus now has 2 minutes and 50 seconds left on his clock. Can that become an issue?
Definitely. It's rare to see Magnus kind of in maybe a bit of trouble on the board, but especially lower on the clock in the early rounds. Normally he just trusts his instinct, blitzes through the opposition essentially. And here we go. He opens up a line. This could be very good for black, as we mentioned, or it could backfire. Now, after a recapture, the white rook also gets access to the H file, and there might be a pin if Magnus is a bit too slow. So, wow, a quick flurry of moves. We saw some trades. The black bishop captured the white knight, and the black knight goes back. He's playing a bit of a waiting game, Magnus. He's going to slowly bring his knights around to better squares. And you said it, Virtual. The white pawns might be overextended. The white king might be a bit weak.
Yeah, that looks scattered. That looks like there's been, you know, an actual war in the middle of the board, and there definitely has. But for me, in these middle game positions, I really struggle to see like the long-term plans in the game. So like, as you said, this knight maneuvering. When you point it out, it's very obvious. Like, oh yeah, that looks nice. But I think this is what I find really fascinating, is seeing all these long-term prospects that you might have towards the opponent. White does have the bishop pair though, and as more and more pieces, especially the queens, are traded off, doesn't that favor our player from Ukraine here, Poonen?
It should. That's right. Like, the center's quite blocked, so the knights at the moment have stable squares, but I'm very biased towards bishops. I fully agree. And not just that, but white has an extra pawn. It's hard to count here. It took me a while, but the pawns are so scattered. They're all isolated or doubled, but he does have one more than Magnus. So right now, I'm expecting him maybe to start trying to improve his pieces. This rook, kind of unemployed right now, not doing much. He can swing that over to either the center or maybe all the way across to a potentially open line. Magnus, I think he's just fighting for a draw on the board, but suddenly he's up on time, and we know how magical Magnus can be in the endgame.
Exactly.
And one thing I've noticed here also is I believe Poonen is not using a mouse, but a touchpad on the laptop.
Oh.
And so as time ticks down, you could imagine that might be a little slower for each move, and maybe that comes into play. I'm not sure, but
I used to do that myself, and I had to give it up because I was too slow.
yeah.
So touchpad, trackpad, it's a high-risk strategy, but it's nice to be relaxed. So relaxed, he's horizontal, but yeah, he's traded off one of those bishops, so I think that's a big gain for Magnus. No more bishop pair for Poonen.
How important is speed on the mouse for you in Trackmania, Virtual?
Well, the speed on how fast you're able to click or move your fingers is quite important. But most players use keyboard, actually. Keyboard
Really?
and controller, yeah. So that's the mouse doesn't get much use in Trackmania. Some players actually use it, but it's very rare. But in chess, I know it's everything. You got to be precise. Like some chess players could be very good at other video games because of their mouse speed.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. They actually practice it, right? Well, Magnus is playing with the black pieces here. He's up on the clock. I guess the game could be turning in his favor. Also playing a game now in round one is, of course, Anna Crumling from the Dave Cave. She's in trouble. She's playing a very strong IM, and he is in a winning position right now. And Anna has 10 seconds left on the clock. I'm keeping an eye on that as well. Can she turn it around? You also mentioned another of your favorite players, Arjun, with his aggressive style. He's also playing with the black pieces here in round one against Ginger GM, Simon Williams. So that's a cool game as well. But this one, it's heating up because Poonen now has less than a minute on the clock. Is he about to get into trouble against the world number one?
It's definitely gone wrong for Poonen. He had the advantage. He was 1 pawn up. Now he's suddenly 2 pawns down, but he has counterplay. This rook is attacked. If the black rook moves, then the white rooks, they're both ganging up on the pawn in front of it. The black king would then come under serious fire here. Magnus has no checks, so Magnus might be forced to sacrifice this rook for the bishop, maybe bring his knight to the center just to defend a pawn, and no quick flurry of moves instead. And we see, blunder there from Poonen. Magnus now can simplify to a rook and pawn endgame. He's got 2 extra pawns. He should now be winning.
Magnus doing Magnus things here in round one, massively better now on the board. With your chess level, Virtual, are you able to sort of see the win for Magnus here?
Well, I'll be honest and say no. I like it, if I traded off the
Same
rook
for me.
with the pawns and the king, I feel very confident. But there's still work to do, you know. You gotta advance very slowly here. upwards, but it looks like he's getting it done. This should be trivial for him.
Yeah, both players smiling, by the way. That's a nice sight to see. Poonen maybe won't be smiling for too much longer. There we go. The pawns are advancing. As Virtual says there, you have to do it step by step, really slowly. One pawn might be sacrificed as a decoy. It's going to be this pawn far away from the White King that's going to crown the victory for Magnus.
Poonen, the clock is red. Let's turn sound on Magnus to hear him talk to his viewers.
Standard from here. Check.
He seems very chill.
It's just a walk in the park.
Yeah.
I do appreciate the chance to show a little bit of technique, but I do know how to build a bridge. Just here, this is what it's called, building a bridge. Now the rook builds the so-called bridge and allowing the king to come back and the rook to block.
There it is. It's a win for Magnus Carlsen in round one. Poonen. Does he lose on the clock and on the board?
Simultaneously.
Yeah.
Black was about to make a new queen with his remaining pawn, so it was game over. Very interesting game there, but Magnus ultimately, in the end game, always seems to come out on top.
Jumping straight into this one still. Round one. Daniil Dubov with the black pieces playing Avzar. What are we seeing?
Wow, and White is totally winning. White's pawn is about to become a new queen, but look at the clock. He's down to just a few seconds left. I think the clock froze there. We will get an update any second. Avzar, one of the Turkish wonder kids. So many of them these days. He's got 2 seconds to deliver checkmate. The king's in the corner. He doesn't. He stalemates him instead. Daniil Dubov escapes.
Ooh.
Stalemate to end that game.
Wow. Daniil Dubov, one of the favorites every week in Title Tuesday. He gets lucky. It's a draw against the 15-year-old Avzar. All right. He was about to win, though. Do you think he's actually disappointed now, the Turkish youngster?
100%. If he had one more second, he would have given checkmate. But he had to pre-move due to the clock, and that's why that accident happened.
Wow. All right. Well, round two is starting, you guys. Magnus Carlsen will have the white pieces. One name missing on the list today. Huge shock. Hikaru Nakamura is not playing. Why can that be?
Oh, I think we'll talk about it in a moment. Maybe we can jump into Magnus because he's played the Sodium Attack.
Oh, let's see it.
Oh, this is the fan-voted opening in the game. Knight A3. Have you ever played this, David?
Not when sober. I've never played this, I think, in a serious game, that's for sure. Maybe in a blitz game. I once tried to play every single move, every single one of White's possible first 20 moves. But yeah, not to be recommended because this knight looks rather silly. It would far rather be at home. But Magnus is trying to justify it. He's trying to bring his knight now closer towards the center. And yeah, this is going to become a very interesting game. He's up against a very strong player, I've got to say, Sahaj Grover. And Magnus, he's now transposed into what looks like a Sicilian, just with a very oddly placed knight. And that's why it's much better for Black right now.
And there we have Mr. Grover joining us from India. He's 30 years old, a grandmaster. And he's only played one Title Tuesday in the Autumn Split. Only scored 3 points. So he's got something to prove. He is much better here against Magnus.
Oof, one knight on the edge of the board. The other knight kind of stepped forward, peeked his head out, and then had to retreat back to its starting square. That's not gone well for Magnus, but at least one of them is getting back towards the center. He's arguing that Black has overextended, but the eval bar says it looks pretty good for Black.
Yeah, it looks so uncomfortable to have to go back with the knight and just sit there and kind of untangle this knot you've put yourself in. But if there's anyone who can do it, it's probably Magnus.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm skeptical. I think just the fact that he's played it, the fact he's up on time, means he's feeling confident. But it is a really ugly position. There we go. Another piece developing now for Black. Don't try this at home. That's my tip for everyone.
Anna, meanwhile, is playing now with the white pieces. It was a loss for her in the first round. Now she's up against Magkalakis from Greece. She's better on the bar already in that game.
Okay, this is exciting.
Yeah, keeping an eye, of course, on Anna Krumling as well. Magnus, though, struggling. Is it the Sodium Attack just ruining the opening for him here?
Yeah, it's the Sodium Attack's shaken things up, but not in a good way for Magnus. And oh, look at him. Body language tells the full story here. He's at least blocked the center, so now he needs to get his knight out, but totally...
Where is it? Yeah, it has to go to the other edge of the board, right? It's the only way out.
Yeah, what do we call that opening?
The double sodium.
Exactly, the reverse sodium.
Yeah.
In the meantime, his queen is attacked. Sahaj Grover in full control. I first met Sahaj many, many years ago. Now he's a commentator. He creates chess courses. He's a chess educator, I think, by profession. He's going to be very principled, and he's going to try and punish Magnus for taking this liberty in the opening.
Do you know if he's worked with the young Indian superstars, Gukesh, Prag, Ergaisi?
Ooh, I'm not so sure, but I know he's kind of been the brains behind many chessboard courses where maybe more famous authors have been kind of the kind of front of it. He's been doing the hard research.
Yeah.
He's an opening specialist, so this one has definitely thrown him off slightly.
Horrible game then for Magnus to actually play the sodium attack against an opening specialist. Now, Virtual, getting into chess, openings, is that something you've studied a lot?
I did for the PogChamps tournament, and I did try to learn a little bit of different stuff, but I've kind of stopped thinking too much about the openings. I think it's more fun to try to solve than to memorize. But that isn't necessarily a better win strategy. You might win more games if you know the correct move in every position. But yeah, no. So I'm trying more now to play just principled, develop the pieces. There's this like internal voice of what would my coach say? What would Anna say?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you should probably develop your last undeveloped piece and whatnot. I think that is, what I've been doing for the most part now. But I would never hope to end up in a position like this. Although somehow there's a tactic here, David, I think, as White is much better on the bar.
Ooh, very interesting. I think Sahaj has just blundered a pawn. That pawn in the center drops off, and Magnus, at least he's got something to suffer for now. He's a clear pawn up, and I think Sahaj just trying desperately to block the white pawn's advance, put his queen on a bad square. So pawn advantage for Magnus. Not just that, but the white knight can actually come out to a healthy square.
Shaking his head, he realizes there might have been a blunder there. Magnus, with more than 3 minutes on the clock, massively better here in round 2. A total of 11 rounds each Tuesday before we announce the winner.
And this is very classic Magnus Carlsen. He's done the hard work, he's won a pawn, so now he's going to try and force the trade of queens. He's going to try to get down to an endgame to simplify the equation and grind out a victory. The queen trade dodged, but that's going to be very risky for the black king. The white queen can try to swoop in now. The white pawn's advance can continue. That's going to be a real thorn in the black side. It's going to be all sorts of
Ooh,
later.
this diagonal looks very scary now towards the king for black to deal with.
Yeah, if it's not mate now, it's probably mate eventually, as the white knight as well. That is a bad sign. Galloping forward, finally, to a good square. And Magnus's double pawns, by the way, rock solid, keeping his king super safe in the center, just like it was in the previous game.
Magnus Carlsen is going for 2 out of 2. We still haven't seen 11 out of 11 points in the autumn split. Will we see it today? That's always what Magnus Carlsen and players like Ali Reza Frousha goes for, and players like Hikaru Nakamura. But Hikaru is not playing today, and he's not participating in the US Championships. Do we have any idea why he would not be playing Title Tuesday? It's very rare. He almost always plays.
Yeah, almost unheard of. And I can confirm it's because he played in the Maritime Open Championship to try and get closer to the candidates tournament to fulfill the games quota. That finished last night, late last night his time. I guess he's traveling home. So unfortunately, he can't make it here today, but he'll be back in future Title Tuesdays. And he's going to be back a happy man because he's ever closer now to banking that candidate spot.
Exactly. He now only needs a few more classical games, right, to be eligible for that spot.
5 more games.
5 more games. Yeah, he's going to reach that. Hikaru Nakamura, we're going to see him and the candidates next year fighting for that spot to face Gukesh in the World Chess Championship match. Do you miss seeing Magnus play the World Chess Championship match?
I think we all do.
Yeah.
I think it is. It feels like it's a even better World Championship when Magnus plays, but of course he has to do his own thing, and now he's certainly doing it. This is a move I don't understand, David, as the pawn doesn't seem to be achieving more for you on the square.
Yeah, it's just to prevent the opponent's rook sliding across, attacking 2 pieces. But I agree, like normally you don't want to push pawns like this too far forward, and Sahaj Grover reacting there because the white queen's path has now been cleared, and you talked about that diagonal, Virtual. I think that diagonal is going to end this game. Checkmate's coming.
Should we check out what Magnus says? Turning his sound on.
The state of Norway.
Oh, we're coming into something in the state of Norway. Magnus about to win massively better on the bar in round 2, looking super comfortable.
Okay, that's cheeky.
Quick checkmate threat.
That's threatening mate.
Yeah, Sahaj smiling there. He's like, oh, probably Magnus will see mate in one.
Castle. Isn't that on the bucket list for every game?
And
To
here
make
it
a
comes.
late castle.
That's
Now it's
late.
Yeah.
2 out of 2 late castles.
Very, very late. He castled on move 26
Here.
in this game, Magnus Carlsen.
King G2 and then block the check, or I can block the check with a knight. I mean, it's just a rook up.
That's
Let's
it.
see.
It's a win for Magnus Carlsen. 2 out of 2. He wins with the white pieces, safe and sound in this game. Let's jump into Anna's game. She has the white pieces. All right, Magakalis from Greece has turned it around massively better now. Do you get worried looking at this board, Virgil?
Yeah, this looks a bit scary for Anna. I'm not not seeing too much about the position, just looking at the bar and counting the pieces. But it's a very far advance here for black that she has to deal with the pawn and the pieces near the king. But I don't see the breakthrough yet.
I don't see it either. Her last move's really clever, by the way. She wants just one more move to drop her knight back, and she'll force a knight trade. Then it's just opposite color bishops, and very good chances to hold. So black needs something now. The bar slides slightly. This pawn is hanging, so I'm assuming a knight trade now by her opponent, and he's going to grab this pawn. So yeah, material advantage, but she's going to blockade on the dark squares. If she can survive somehow a bit longer. Ooh, that's a blunder. The black rook's going to slide and win that bishop. Instead, the pawn pushes, the queen trade, and the pawn avalanche is going to begin.
This looks unstoppable. Maybe only chance to start playing very fast and try to deliver a lot of checks, but I think the longer this game goes, the scarier it is for Anna. It's 15 seconds versus 20, though. I mean, at my elo, anything can happen, but maybe not at the level of Title Tuesday. We'll see.
Ooh, that last move might be the clincher. She's allowed a nasty discovered check there against her king. She's defended really, really well, but it's falling apart now, and a check in the corner might just end this game. The bishop's coming in, the pawn's promoting. Okay, he's still struggling, and
For a split second.
it was okay again, and now the pawns are blockaded on dark squares. She can liberate her rook. She's doing well again, Anna. Or
It's a flagging battle. It's a flagging battle.
Come on, 3
No,
seconds.
the rook is hanging.
The rook is hanging, but it's all about the pre-moves. She just needs to take the last pawns, and 1 second for Anna. The queen appears. It's not enough.
I thought we might save that. I thought we might save that. Oh, I thought we might save that. I really did. I really did.
Very close to a save as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you gotta try these tricks, right? It's never over until either the time's up or checkmate's on the board.
That was really impressive defense from Anna. I've got to say, like, just 1 or 2 seconds away from saving that game, which looked almost hopeless. Okay, it's a tough result, but she should take some heart from that.
Exactly. Let's see if Anna can make a comeback in round 3. So far, 2 losses for her, but some impressive defensive play there. In the end, round 3 is about to start. We did see one shocker result in round 2. Alireza Firouzja lost to an 18-year-old FIDE master. Not a good start for Alireza, who won Title Tuesday last week. Magnus Carlsen, though, great start. 2 out of 2 so far. We see many players still on 2 out of 2. And in the next game, we have Madavi against Magnus. Ibarra against Jan Nepomniachtchi. Lazovic faces Dura Bayali. Many cool games coming up. We will jump into Magnus's game, though. He has the black pieces against an international master.
Okay, early days here. Magnus, he's probably glad to be done with the sodium attack. So he
Playing
can play
something more normal, yeah.
Exactly. That being said, it's high risk again from Magnus. He's played the modern defense that pretty much allows white to occupy the center, and black plays on the flanks instead with some pawn pushes. It's modern because back in the old days, classical chess, it was all about fighting for the center. And it was a group of grandmasters a few years back who decided, okay, you can kind of curl up into a ball, kind of bring the opponent onto you and try to counter later. And Magnus, he's definitely not going to castle in this game either, because that would be walking into the firing line. Instead, he's going to try and slowly develop his pieces and strike back when the time is right. very interesting. This is his anti-young player chess repertoire.
Reza Mahdavi, he is a 17-year-old from Iran, international master with a FIDE rating of almost 2,500. Impressive stuff, but on Chess.com, the Blitz rating is 3,115. Really, really good in this format, and he loves Title Tuesdays. He's played 5 game weeks so far, and he scored 8.5 points in game week 4. But struggling here against Magnus.
Yeah, just this last 2 moves, I was going to say, you go back, I go forward. The white knight retreated. That allowed black to break in the center, and we talked about the modern defense. You don't normally get this opportunity to put pawns in the center, backed up by this beautiful battery of bishops. The bishops are poised. If the center explodes, which it's guaranteed to do now, they are going to be wreaking havoc on this board. Knight takes pawn would also unleash the black queen to take an undefended pawn with a check. This has gone very badly wrong in the last 2 moves for Mahdavi.
Oh, and the trades here, yeah, like both kings are now staring at each other. It's wide open. But you said this favors black more than white. Is that because white has sort of overextended, as you said, and black maybe can tuck away their king better?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, I think it's all about the first check. White can't give a check now. Black's going to get the first check in, and then black's king's going to run the other way. As you said there, the king will be tucked perfectly, and white's king will be struggling to survive. If you could just throw this knight out the way, if you could put it anywhere else, white would be fine, because the white king could castle towards the queen side on the left flank here. But unfortunately, that one piece gets in the way. And temporarily, Magnus is up a pawn as well. He just captured in the center. And yeah, Mahdavi, he's terrified of this check. Understandably.
Yes, that looks terrifying. Magnus with the black pieces. Anna also playing with the black pieces in round 3. She is up against a candidate master from Italy. Marshaish is his name, and she's better. She was actually just much better. All right, so Anna is taking some confidence from the very good finish she had to the previous game. Let's see if she can make a comeback much better on the bar now. Magnus is also much better in this game. Is it going to be a quick win?
Ooh, it might be. It might be over the next few moves if Mahdavi cannot save some pawns. The only way to stop that scary check was for the white queen to come in and trade off for the black queen when it landed, but that has allowed the black knight to fork a couple of pawns now. Both very tasty. Not sure even which one to capture first. You could kind of make an argument for both of them right now, but a pawn advantage for Magnus in an endgame when his opponent's pieces are pretty terrible. It looks very nice. It might still take a while, but it's not really a question that Magnus has a decisive advantage now.
His king out in the open there. Virgil, you are actually getting ready to play your first chess tournament, aren't you?
Yeah, so I made a bet with some of my friends, and we were all kind of the same level. We're, you know, around the 1,000, 1,100, 1,200 chess.com rating. And we were just like, we play a lot of chess for fun. We play over the board. We go to a chess bar in Stockholm and play a bit there. And it's just like, let's sign up for a tournament. So we've decided we're just going to play an open tournament, classical, and try our best, and just kind of like a fantasy football league. Whoever does the worst has to do some type of bet. We haven't made up what the punishment should be, but just for fun to see how it goes.
Fantastic.
And none of us have played a chess game that lasts longer than 10 minutes. So it's going to be very different. People always say like, oh, it's so calming. It's so... I don't know. Like, how is it, David, to play classical? Do you get lost in the game? Like, is it like a state of flow, you could say?
Yeah, I mean, that's the dream, to obtain that state of flow. But until you get there, it's just stress. Chess equals stress. So I think if you can obtain that perfect mix between being relaxed enough to kind of not feel the nerves, but also alert enough to see the tactics, then you'll do great. But yeah, I'm glad you're jumping in, and very relatable for a lot of people at home who constantly think about jumping in and playing these tournaments. It's nice to see you taking the leap.
Yeah, I know, you just gotta try. I mean, it might go horribly, but you know, you learn from each game, each mistake, I'm guessing, and hopefully get better over time. Like that's the only way to improve. I'm assuming it's by taking a lot of defeats in the beginning and then working from there.
Exactly. Every grandmaster's lost thousands of games.
Right.
So yeah, the journey has to begin somewhere.
Very inspirational that you're doing that, and you do have a good coach at home. Is
that
she
helps.
helping you getting ready for
yeah,
it?
that helps. She's helping them too, by the way. So we're all getting help from Anna from the tournament. So we'll see who pays the most attention.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Fantastic. Anna Kramling is streaming Title Tuesday from the Dave Cave. She's struggling now in round 3. Marchesic has been able to turn it around, but she had a fantastic finish in round 2. Can she do it again? In this one, Magnus Carlsen is better, and he just looks very comfortable.
Yeah, Magnus, he's the master of the flow that we were talking about. He's always super chilled, super confident in his abilities. But this position, not as easy as it earlier might have looked. Suddenly the white rooks exert quite a lot of pressure on these lines. Watch out, there could be some sacrifices. Knight takes pawn is in the air, allowing the white rook to step up with a check. The black knights might be vulnerable in that variation as well. Magnus is a pawn up. They are connected pass pawns, so on paper he should be winning. But these next 3 or 4 moves will be critical. If he can't find a way to press the advantage now, it might totally disappear.
Yeah, the engine is arguing that he's not as good as he earlier was. But it's of course very hard to see this when you're down to 1 minute each and the game can turn into chaos.
Ooh, that's a clever move, trying to deflect away the black knight from the protection of this pawn. Magnus defends it. Again, if he gets just 2-3 more moves now, if he steps his king forward, dodging any checks, if he gets this black rook in the corner into the game, he should be winning the clock advantage as well. Should play a part. But very impressive fight from Mahdavi, who was pretty much lost after 10 moves. And he's still making it difficult for Magnus Carlsen. Still no clear way forward.
Impressive stuff from the youngster from Iran. A lot of questions in the chats. Oh.
Things are flying.
Oh.
Should not have let that black rook in. That's a check. The white king is going to struggle to defend its pawn. If it steps forward, you might see the other black rook start to do some lining up here. This is not good news for Mahdavi. Alireza Mahdavi, I should call him, even though his first name's Reza. He's razor sharp, just like his former compatriot.
A lot of questions in the chats. Is that virtual I'm hearing? It is a known...
it is indeed.
Yes, it is indeed. We have virtual as a guest here in the studio. Known to many for streaming, for being a YouTube star, for playing Trackmania. You have a lot of followers on, well, all channels. 1.18 million subscribers on YouTube. That's incredible. And also the boyfriend of Anna Kramling streaming today. So we still call you a streamer, a Trackmania player, but also a chess
enthusiast.
And chess enthusiast. That's a good
That's
word.
my title.
Yeah.
I'm a CE in chess.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm going to take that as well. Finally,
Chess
I have
enjoyer,
a chess title.
yeah.
Chess enjoyer. That's very nice. And Magnus is enjoying this game. Less than a minute on the clock. Is there any chance this game can explode?
Oof. It's hard to see any real hope for Mahdavi. He's just got to survive move by move. It's a cliche in chess. You just got to cling on, not let your opponent knock you out immediately. And I'm looking at the move maybe to bring the rook up to the center to defend this pawn, which was hanging. Instead, he gives a check. The bar slides the whole way now. It's completely black. And that's because the white knight is a bit offside, needs to retreat. And Magnus, he's single-mindedly ganging up on this pawn, trying to trade rooks as well. 9 seconds, the clock going red. That might spell the end for Mahdavi. He's still fighting, trying to land some checks. But the black rooks are going to give checks first. This is almost over now. 8 seconds, not going to be enough.
Red clock for Mahdavi. Huge trouble on the board, on the clock. He looks chill though, focused. Can he save it? Probably no hope. Magnus about to go up. 2, 3 out of 3. Mate in 10. Can you see a mate in 10?
I cannot, but this looks dominant, and if he can't deliver the checkmate, just timing out your opponent should be enough here. But I think he is looking for the cleanest win, and the resignation comes. Magnus wins his 3rd in a row.
Solid stuff from Magnus Carlsen.
Very impressive. He didn't even need 10 moves. He found a mate much quicker. He was about to deliver a mate on the edge of the board. And there we see Eric Rosen taking down Pranav, a former world junior champion. Eric Rosen, the streamer.
Wow.
Yeah, banging form these days in Title Tuesday. Some great results in recent weeks.
Incredible stuff. International master Eric Rosen, known for streaming and also fantastic results in Title Tuesday. He goes up to 3 out of 3 to join Magnus Carlsen. Eventually, it was a loss for Anna in round 3 as well. Is she able to put those losses behind her and look forward? What is her mentality like?
I mean, losses in chess get to you, I think, any person you are, but Anna's whole mindset around chess is that she just really enjoys the game. So she can easily put that behind her and then focus on the next one. And typically in Title Tuesdays, it will be like this because she gets paired against really high-rated opponents in the beginning. Then after, a couple of losses, she might get paired against people more her level, and then it's a really good sprint near the end. The good momentum is typically what I see when I watch, but we'll see. Hoping for the best.
Exactly. She is, of course, one of the lower-rated players in Title Tuesdays. We do have super grandmasters playing every week. She's also one of only few women. So far, only 109 women have participated in Title Tuesday in the autumn split. Let's hope for more. Anna is one of them, and that's fantastic. Round 4 is about to start. Magnus is playing Vokido in the next round, so that's a tough opponent here for Magnus in round 4.
Very tough. Vokidov was part of the Olympiad winning team of Uzbekistan a few years ago. He's super strong, very, very well prepared. Did decently as well in the Grand Swiss recently. And Magnus, he's started to play more mainstream openings, a sign of respect. He knows how strong his opponent is. He's gone for a Reti opening, the White Knight coming out very early, not trying to occupy the center directly, just kind of having some little influence here and trying to ask Black a question. Are you going to take me? Are you going to step forward? Either way, the pawn structure will become defined, and Magnus is going to hope to give his opponent so many options that he burns time on the clock. But it's Magnus who's actually lower on time right now.
Wow. 4 minutes. Remember, they have 5 minutes on the clock each. No increment. Samshidan Vokidov is from Uzbekistan. He's 23 years old, a grandmaster with a FIDE rating of 26, 40 number 86 in the world. He is called Shield 12 on chess.com with a blitz rating of above 3,000. And this is only the 3rd Title Tuesday he plays in the fall. In the autumn split, last week he scored 7 points. And now the question is, can he beat Magnus Carlsen? A reaction on his face, though.
I wonder what that reaction was about, because he's been playing very logical moves, very healthy moves. He's advanced his pawn, allowing some trades. Maybe he was wincing at the fact that bishop takes bishop. He had some ideas of pawn takes knight and it didn't happen, some tactics. Now, maybe he's wincing at this, the fact that his central pawn drops off in exchange of pawns, but maybe not the pawn he wanted to lose there. And yeah, the position's simplifying. Normally a good side for Magnus Carlsen, and I think especially this bishop is happy about recent developments.
Yeah, that bishop again looks very strong. Somehow the pieces just end up on the exact squares you want them when it's Magnus controlling the side playing.
Yeah, you said it in a previous game, that diagonal. It's the key diagonal again.
Yeah.
Magnus is just fianchettoing, putting his bishops on these diagonals game after game, and it's been working out so far.
Yeah. We were talking about during lunch the other day, what moves in chess would be what we call goals in football, the beautiful goals. Because in chess, for me, it's difficult to react to, maybe a small move, a piece just moving 1 square, but those pieces moving the whole diagonal, or a queen moving the entire board. That looks so beautiful. That looks like a goal, even if maybe it's not.
Yeah, I think also the special moves, like when you sacrifice a piece for one that is less worth, or the queen, you sacrifice the queen, could be considered a goal. Some type of beautiful tactic that makes no sense at first is always really satisfying when you see the theme. These kind of things is what makes chess so beautiful.
Yeah, I'm all about the boring positional moves. I'm like, oh, look at that king placement. Oh, chef's kiss. But
the pawn structure.
The pawn structure. I mean, look at Magnus' hanging pawns in the center here. Are they strong? Are they weak? No, I mean, you're right. It's the unexpected moves normally in chess that we celebrate, that get the double exclamation mark, the brilliant. And yeah, normally it's a sacrifice or promotion or some kind of a blitz attack. So yeah, very interesting. In the meantime, Magnus has a big threat, just to point out. This knight is trapped. So Magnus wants to catch it with his queen, maybe even with his king. Watch out. So the bishop had to retreat, creating a escape square. This is looking very, very cagey, very balanced. Magnus isn't enjoying this, by the way. Down 1 minute on the clock. But there we go. He changes the pace. He's trying to open things up. That's the type of move that isn't quite a goal, but could turn into a goal if the opponent isn't careful with their defense now.
Yeah, maybe it's one of those Maradona pawns who just goes the entire board and becomes a beautiful queen.
Hand of God.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. This is really heating up suddenly. Look at this double attack on this pawn. Not so easy to stop. You don't really want to go passive defending it. If you throw anything in the way, be careful, your pawn might drop off in the center in the near future. First, it's okay, you're attacking this knight, but the tactics are starting to get a bit more crazy here. And yeah, I was thinking it was just dead level, but now I'm thinking it's going to be decisive. In which direction, I'm not sure. But it's
this feels very, very tense. Like you make one slightly inaccurate move here, and the game shifts completely.
Yeah, Magnus is gambling. He's doing.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's going to jump his knight in or something crazy, just to try and sever the connection between the Black Queen and the Black Knight. But 2 minutes on the clock. Magnus, this might be the most danger he's been in so far today.
Magnus only has 1 minute and 50 seconds left. This is round 4. He's on 3 out of 3 so far. He's searching for win number 4, but maybe inching towards a little bit of trouble here. He is playing a very strong Grandmaster here in round 4. Grandmaster Vokidov from Uzbekistan. He has the chance to take down Magnus Carlsen.
And Magnus doesn't enjoy these types of positions where you have to be super accurate with your calculation. You have to be very concrete. He prefers it where you can maneuver and get the opponent in queen to f3. That does hang a pawn. Black can now take this pawn, and due to the pin, the Black Knight is untouchable. What does Magnus have in store there? Is that just a clear pawn? Is that the reason Black is better? Is it just bringing the Black Knight back to the center first? Ooh, he should have taken the pawn 1 move ago, because now Magnus does attack the knight. That's actually a worse square for the Black Knight than it previously was on.
And there seems to be some tactic stuff here if you could somehow capture the bishop. Oh, no, wait, actually, no. I was looking at like a knight fork happening, but doesn't seem to be in the cards.
Oh, you called it capturing the bishop.
Wow, Archel, good job.
Almost. You can capture the rook, though, and get out of this. No, you cannot, because the rook hangs on the back rank.
Yeah, and we saw a reaction from Vokidov there, because due to that little flurry, Magnus now has a knight and a bishop for a rook and a pawn. A knight and a bishop normally worth a lot more, especially how strong the white knight is right now. The white rook's going to step back, try to go across, and all the black pawns are on dark squares. They're big targets. Magnus has a winning advantage.
And I do want to say I didn't spot all of this. I'm not going to try to take credit for this. But,
your instincts. It's chess player instincts.
No, interesting that it ended up this way. And yeah, you said, so typically you would want to have the 2 pieces here, but is it not easier to coordinate the 2 rooks?
Yeah, as long as they have targets.
Yeah.
Actually, the dream for black is to trade off 1 set of rooks. Because with pawns on both sides of the board, a knight is a short-range piece. A bishop sometimes struggles to stop pass pawns. If Vokidov could trade 1 set of rooks, he will save this game, at least. But yeah, for now, the problem is the black rooks. One of them does a good job attacking. One will just be a purely defensive piece, and they don't have anything to attack. Everything's defended in white's camp.
But this is at least a lot more clear from Magnus. Like, this might be something he enjoys a lot more than the previous position you mentioned.
Yeah, 100% agree. Clear plan. The kind of stakes on every move are a little bit lower, so he can afford 1 or 2 smaller kind of maneuvering moves, inaccuracies. Well, he's just going to sit on this position. Look at that black rook in the corner. Super passive. This is torture for Vokidov.
Slightly better for Magnus Carlsen. He has less time on the clock, though. Less than a minute left for Magnus Carlsen to secure win number 4. And you think right now it's going to be a Magnus win, David?
If he had more time,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's borderline. If Magnus had 1.5 minutes, I would say he wins this. 1.5 versus 1.5, I think he wins it 80, 90% of the time. 45 seconds, down 20 seconds. You need a breakthrough, and he's going for it now. Magnus, that wasn't correct according to the eval bar, which now says level. I'm assuming black's going to try and take this pawn twice. You have to get as much off the board as possible. But it's a bit shaky. Suddenly the knight not defended. Maybe could get hit by a rook. Could get hit by the black king. And this one, the most natural move, but a blunder because of this check. Vokidov had to remove that pawn from the board, and now the black king is cut off in the kill zone on the back rank.
And he saw it instantly, Magnus. Did not hesitate.
Yeah, and it's unfortunately almost over now. I think you can check. You're going to take this pawn with a check. You're going to make a new queen. Game over. Vokidov's about to resign. Magnus celebrating.
Leans back and lifts his hands in the air.
So his hopes of saving this should not be very realistic.
I do actually hope for a rook trade here, so we could have the bishop and knight mate, just to see the execution. But is he going to do it? Oh, okay, no.
That would have been a fun one. I think if Magnus had a bit more time, he might have showed us that winning technique. Yeah. But he knows he doesn't need to.
Okay, no P5, it's just mate.
It's looking good for Magnus Carlsen, and there it is. It's another win, 4 out of 4, and this is a big one. He beats Vokido, the Grandmaster, jumping into this still round 4. Anna Krumling has lost 3 games so far, but she's played some good moves.
Oh, this is a flag though.
It's a flag. 1 second for white. 1 second.
Anna wins.
Oh, she wins on time.
White mate in 9 on the board for white there, but Anna somehow ekes out the win with 5 seconds remaining.
Did I deserve this win? No, but my opponent wanted to push for a win and we actually had more time. You know what? Do we deserve it? We absolutely do not deserve it, but that is how this goes. Oh, I am so happy. When everything goes wrong, just flag your opponents. Okay.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah. Congratulations to Anna Krumling. She wins in round 4. She flags her opponent and takes her first win in game week 7. Both Magnus and Anna streaming from the Take offices, both of them winning in round 4. That's cool to see.
Yeah, happy to get a win in the first 4. You got to get started racking up the points, and even if it's a flag, it still feels good to win.
Exactly. Like she said, her opponent wanted to risk it, so she has to use all the tools in her arsenal. Yeah. The clock is a big weapon. It's normally quite streaky, Title Tuesday, like you said. We've had Witty Alien in the studio, Simon Williams, Ginger GM. They've got on big 4-5 game winning streaks after tough starts, so hopefully Anna can do the same.
Yeah. Well, let's see if Anna can go on a winning streak. It's a great win for her in round 4. Magnus is one of many players now on 4 out of 4. We also see Sindarov on that list. Now, he is known to be very good in Title Tuesdays, but he hasn't been up there so far in the autumn split.
Yeah, he's been busy. He tried to qualify for the candidates at the Grand Swiss. He's been doing other things. I played him. He beat me in Freestyle Friday recently, so he must be in form, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's doing very well so far today. And let's see, he might be facing off against Magnus in the near future. He just beat Aravind, another very strong GM.
Wow. Well, it's heating up in Title Tuesday. 11 rounds before we know the winner. Magnus is up there. Sindarov is up there. We also see Janne Pomniachtchi, Jan-Christoph Duda. Eric Rosen is also on 4 out of 4. This is the Premier League of chess.
Here we go.
So many cool games so far. We've seen time troubles, we've seen great moves, we've seen blunders. Let's dive into the first action replay. This is the action replay by Lovable coming very shortly. I don't know which game we're gonna. What's been the favorite moment so far?
Ooh, Anna winning on time.
Yeah,
yeah, probably. We'll see what the.
I don't think it's that one. This is today's action replay by Lovable. It's the round 2 win for Magnus Carlsen against Grover, and that was a good win for him.
Yeah, it was a good win considering Magnus was listening to you guys out there, the fans. He played the Sodium attack. Not the best opening in the world. Had to ride out the storm. Had to weather a pretty bad position, but ultimately got the job done. And it was here where Sahaj Grover started to go wrong as the Black King kind of castled into the attack. White started pushing pawns on the flanks, and Magnus later profited from a blunder. The black pawn in the center, super important. And ultimately, the end of the game, some sneaky checkmate threats, but Magnus was never really in any danger. He never lost control.
Exactly. It ended up being a lovely win for Magnus Carlsen in round 2. Lovable is the presenting partner for Title Tuesday. It is such a cool app, you guys. Anyone can now create apps using Lovable, and they are the presenting partner for Title Tuesday. With headquarters in Stockholm, and that's also where you are headquartering now, virtual, together with Anna.
Yeah, that is true. Stockholm is where we're based now. Beautiful city.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I gotta give the Swedes some credit. I do do a lot of jokes about the Swedes on my streams, but it's a nice city.
I agree. Now, that's where you live, but Anna's been traveling so much lately. She's traveling to all these big tournaments. She had her US sort of road trip. Do you join her for all of that?
For all that, no. I mean, at that point, my own community would be missing me because she is a globetrotter. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to Mexico next week, and I'll be in South Africa, and it's a full-on global tour she's doing, traveling the world, playing chess against people on the streets. I join for some of the tournaments sometimes, and I'm there as sort of like just a cheerleader, backup support, and it's fun to see the world itself, like with, you walk into this room and you just hear the sound of 300 people in silence, no word spoken, but the pieces moving and the clocks slamming on the table. Very intense atmosphere. Walking around in a playing hall like that.
Yeah.
From environment you are very familiar with, David.
Yeah, I miss the sound of silence sometimes. I talk too much. Sometimes I'm like, oh wait, maybe I should actually go back and play because it's unique, the kind of chess ecosystem and the tournament environment.
I agree. That's one of the things that I fell in love with chess as well. Just the intense atmosphere in a room where several of the brightest players in the world are just thinking. You can hear them thinking.
In some way, yeah. And there aren't many rooms in the world where you'll see like 300 people now that are sitting in dead silence, not on their phones, no screens, just like presently thinking, being aware of something in front of them. It's maybe more and more rare now, so it's nice that we still have that.
I agree.
Yeah.
We do love chess. We do love over-the-board chess, but we also love online chess. Title Tuesday is the Premier League of chess. This is the autumn split, Game Week 7. The players are fighting to qualify for the Esports World Cup through the Champions Chess Tour. So each week you score points towards the Champions Chess Tour. The winner gets 10 points. So far, Magnus Carlsen is on top of the Champions Chess Tour standings. Will he win today, though? We don't have Hikaru Nakamura playing today, but we do have Alireza Firouzja. We also don't have Hans Niemann. Is Magnus just a huge favorite to win it today, David?
I think on paper, he's won Title Tuesday so many times now, second only to Hikaru Nakamura. He's always going to be the favorite. But Magnus versus the field, there's a lot of other players who could upset him on their day, starting with Liam Ley.
Liam Ley, he is a fantastic player. He's actually one of very few players in history who has made 11 out of 11. And he's up against Magnus in round 5, starting any second. Magnus with the black pieces. These two have faced each other many, many times. And here we go.
Yeah, here we go. It's early days here. We've transposed into the Queen's Gambit declined. Magnus now takes it to the Slav defense, which is signified by these pawns especially. He's built the triangle system. These 3 pawns in the center, rock solid. The bishop on c8, not so happy about this. Blocked. That's why Magnus now pushes a pawn. He's going to Fianchetto it. He's doing this every single game, putting his bishops on these long diagonals. Super consistent from Magnus Carlsen.
But so I think what sets him apart from the average player is that he will put the bishop there, but then in, 10 moves, 15 moves, that diagonal will open for him and he will be able to use it in an attack, whereas players my level might put the bishop there and just have it stare at a wall the entire game. It's
I know the feeling.
It's the thought behind it to see it develop through the course of the game, I guess. That is incredible.
And he moves his pawn, Magnus Carlsen, up against Liam Ley from Vietnam, 34 years old, a grandmaster with a FIDE rating of 27.29. He is number 21 in the world. His peak came in 2024 with a rating of 27.41. Still an incredibly good player. He has a lot to focus on, though, isn't he? He's still the head of chess or something like that at the school in St. Louis College.
That's right. At Webster University, he's the head of the chess program. He took over after Susan Polgar, which are quite some shoes to follow there. And Liam Ley, he's very popular. Like anyone who meets him, he's so respectful, so into the chess. They call him the professor because he seems to know it all. And he's got this very classical style. The Vietnamese chess school, normally they're very wild attackers, but Liam Ley, it's very kind of step by step. It's all measured, it's all well planned, all thought out. And these two, I remember them playing against each other back in 2001, 2002. So they've known each other since they were kids.
The professor also reminds me of a TV show.
X-Men. No.
No, it's Spanish.
Oh, Casa de Papel.
Thank you.
What's it called? Money Heist.
Heist.
Yeah.
Casa de Papel. Yes.
I could never do the pronunciation justice, but yeah.
And I, of course, highlighted Spanish because Anna is half Spanish.
Yeah.
Do you see a lot of her Spanish heritage?
Well, I've learned more and more of the language because her father, Juan, doesn't speak so much English. So their entire family speak Spanish with each other.
Really?
Yeah. So sometimes at the dinner table, it'll be like a translation between 3 different languages, between Swedish and Norwegian, and then it goes to English and then to Spanish sometimes. So it's,
Wow.
it's a full, full Duolingo class sometimes at dinner.
And speaking of, father-in-law, the mother-in-law, Grandmaster Pia Cromling, what is she like?
Yeah, she loves chess. You might be able to tell, but no, really, it's she's clearly in the place she should be, doing chess, traveling the world, playing chess as well. And I think also very proud to see Anna picking up something that has to do with chess. That has to be the best thing that could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic to see how they always support each other, Anna and Pia, with their chess. All right, we're following round 5 game. This is Liam Le with the white pieces. He is better against Magnus. Much better.
Much better. And this is a case of Magnus again going for a pawn structure we've seen before, the hanging pawns. But this time, the pawns are clear targets. They can't really step forward. The squares in front are well covered. Especially this pawn in the center now is threatened. White wants to take off one of the defenders, the knight, and then win the pawn in the middle. Magnus, he might have to accept being a pawn down in some shape or form, but he needs to simplify the equation. He needs to get down to an endgame that he can maybe hold. It's just tough. It's ugly. This white queen is super strong. Combining with the bishop, queen on light squares, bishop on dark squares, Magnus in trouble.
He's up against the World Blitz champion from 2013. Liam Le is no easy man to beat. He has scored 11 out of 11 once in his Title Tuesday career. Is he about to beat Magnus Carlsen?
Oh, it's getting close. This is so awkward for black. Like a semi kind of pin here. This threat of bishop takes knight, just unstoppable. This pawn in the center, I think it's doomed. Magnus, low on time, about to be a pawn down. It's going to be so difficult to hold this. He retreats his knight. Eval Bar keeps inching forward for white. I don't see the knockout blow. This pawn at least now is defended from multiple angles. You could even just drop the bishop back, try to replace it with the knight in the center. Black's pieces are within forking distance. There is a pawn on this side as well that could actually be eaten. And, Liam Le doesn't choose the right one. Maybe a bit impatient there with the exchange.
Would you be worried with the black pieces there, Virtual?
I don't think I would get to this position with the black pieces against someone of this caliber, but yeah, no, I mean, a pawn is to me not the biggest steal in the world, but I'm seeing a lot of dangerous lines, like the queen is under a lot of pressure. And really, like, a good indicator for me is that black's pieces are very sandwiched on the back line. You don't feel like you can really move. You're a bit contorted. And these positions just, to me, feel really, really tough to play.
Yeah, it's like Magnus is just reacting. Like he's just trying to protect everything and kind of pray that nothing drops off. It's not the kind of position where you're exerting your will on the opponent. You're not dictating the pace of the game. You're just kind of it's like an exam. Every move is like a difficult question, and it's tough. But he's been answering the questions, Magnus. He's still worse, but he hasn't lost a pawn in the process as I thought he might. So he should be happy about that.
Magnus is now under 2 minutes on the clock. He's won Title Tuesday 41 times. Liam Le only 7 times, but he is really good in this format. Meanwhile, Anna Cromling, much better with the white pieces in her round 5 game.
Yeah, she is definitely the one dictating the pace in her game right now. Is trying to attack the king in the corner, but still looking for the breakthrough in her game.
Will it be 2 out of 2 for Anna? That would be cool in the Dave Cave. But for Magnus, struggling, both of these players on 4 out of 4. Right now, it looks like Liam Le will be the one on 5 out of 5.
Yeah, he looks like he's getting a bit frustrated, Liam Le. I've played him many, many times, and he doesn't give much away with his body language, but sometimes when he kind of blinks a bit more and looks away, he's like, I should be winning here. There should be something. And he hasn't won a pawn. This black knight, it's like the sodium attack all over again. It's just sitting on the edge of the board, but it's doing such a good job protecting this pawn. The rooks will defend the other pawn. And if these two survive in the center, Magnus could turn this around a bit later. as Liam Lei burning all his clock time now. He spent over 30 seconds on this move before finally pushing a pawn. Magnus, he's never had a better position in this game so far.
Let's hear what he says. We're turning on the sound on Magnus. He is streaming from the 2882 room.
Queen d8 maybe. Here I go knight b4.
He definitely doesn't sound that stressed.
Not anymore. Definitely a man who knows the worst has passed. And still maybe slightly worse just because these pawns are isolated.
I have equalized the game and I'm up on time.
Summing it up there, Magnus Carlsen. Liam Lei has ticked under 1 minute on the clock. Still 2 queens on this board. Likely we will see a result.
Yeah, especially as Magnus said with the clock situation. Ooh, watch out, the black knight's coming in. That looks super dangerous. Maybe he doesn't achieve too much right now. He grabs a pawn instead and Magnus has blundered apparently. Why has he blundered? Maybe that knight is trapped. Liam Lei not finding the best move. But now the knight comes forward. Dropping the queen back might have just won the game. Threatening to come up to the top of the board with a rook and attacking the knight. That was a missed win by Liam Lei.
Has Magnus noticed?
Magnus noticed now, yeah, for sure. He does not like what he sees.
Our knight is loose on b3 as well.
Has he noticed? Well, Liam Lei is now better in the game.
But can he untangle this?
Draw by queen. I mean, there was knight g3. But I mean...
All right. Magnus did notice he did something wrong there. What are we seeing now on the board, David?
We're seeing Magnus, again, curling up into a ball. The knight defends this all-important pawn. So again, he's avoided immediate catastrophe. And suddenly, it's much better for Black. That one move, Black could have slid the rook across. He's doing it again.
Ooh.
Rook takes pawn. Rook takes pawn, wins the game because there's a knight fork. Oh, he's done it in a different order. But this is still winning. Hitting the queen and threatening checkmate. It's checkmate. Magnus is going to win out of nowhere. Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
A little bit too weak. But most of all, a little bit too slow.
I guess he's talking about Liam Lei there. He did go down on the clock, Liam, and lost to Magnus Carlsen. Magnus goes up to 5 out of 5. It's a win for Anna as well.
Yeah, we can see this without the sound. We can see a smile on the left side and a little bit of a distraught face on the right side.
Yes.
The 2 emotions of chess, if there is a decisive result.
She actually ended with 3 queens in the final position,
Wow.
Anna. You can see 2 at the top of the board. There's one hidden just behind her name as well, as she delivered checkmate to her young opponent.
That's incredible. 3 queens on the board and 1 queen on the camera. Incredible stuff. Anna Kramling goes up to 2 in a row. She wins the 2nd game in a row. Takes this game with the white pieces. Nice. 2 points then for Anna Kramling. Magnus Carlsen is on 5 out of 5 together with Janne Pomniachtchi. Sina Movahead is of course there again. Renato Terry is up there again. Jan Christoph Duda and Salem Saleh all on 5 out of 5. Okay. Sina Movahead.
Yeah.
Always up there.
He's seen more moves ahead than anyone else I've ever met. And he is moving ahead in the standings. He's just bumped up. Maybe his tiebreak got a bit better. Magnus against Nepo would be a cool pairing to see.
Ooh, yes.
But more likely that they're kind of the top 2 seeds now, so they'll play some of the lower rated opposition first. Oh, I wonder what Anna's talking about there. She looks very happy now. She's on a roll.
Both of the players we're looking at right now are on a roll. Magnus on 5 out of 5. Anna has won both of her 2 last games. The atmosphere is getting really good now in the Take offices. A lot of question in the YouTube chat about the voice you guys are hearing. I saw someone commentate, oh, for a second I accidentally thought I tuned into a Trackmania stream.
You're not hearing voices in your mind. Yes, I am indeed commentating chess for the first time. So very interesting. It's a different game, but you can appreciate all the intensity that builds up. And yes, you said many cool matchups. Sina Movahead is an incredible name for a chess player. I mean, I really hope he climbs to the throne one day, to the very top. That would be something the world needs, I feel like.
Yeah, he moves ahead to the top.
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
Something about that.
The jokes would never end. Also, you mentioned this Terry at the start before we went live. A player I have not heard of before, but someone who consistently does well in these tournaments.
Exactly. That's the cool thing about Title Tuesdays, right? You have the international masters and even the lower rated players occasionally being up there. And I am Renato Terry is one of the international masters, always towards the top. in Title Tuesdays. So are these two players. This is Magnus Carlsen with the white pieces on 5 out of 5 against Jan Krzysztof Duda, the Polish superstar, on 5 out of 5. What are we seeing on this board?
Yeah, we've seen what's pretty much amounted to a Queen's Gambit accepted, where the whole center has exploded. So it's a totally symmetrical pawn structure. If you look at the pawns alone, they mirror each other. It's all about the piece play. White is slightly ahead in piece development. White has already castled. White's queen has already moved. So I wouldn't be surprised if Magnus utilizes the turn here to gain a bit more time, attack the black queen, take the open file. Ultimately, if neither side is able to gain an immediate advantage, this should just be dead level due to the nature of the pawns. So Magnus needs to use his extra move. I think his plan is to push this pawn forward and achieve what we've been talking about.
Double bishops, yeah. This is beautiful. Beautiful looking.
Well, there we go. Oof. Be careful about casting now, if you're black.
So then maybe this is a game where we won't see a black castle.
Oh, sooner or later, he probably has to, but I wouldn't feel confident about it. Duda, and look how he's doing the same. He's like, anything you could do, I can do better.
So now you've allowed the bishop to capture the knight and open that pawn, but are you a bit hesitant to do that if you're white, because the rook can sort of stare at your king long term? Is that what he's calculating right now?
Yeah, 100% agree. Like, that's the critical move. Bishop takes knight. It's either very good or very bad, and he probably wants to wait till black is castled.
Yeah.
That's a great spot. The black rook otherwise would occupy a nice open line, and Duda's taken away that option now. He's kind of revealed the reason he put his queen on this slightly mysterious square is because he wants to put his knight in the center and trade as much off as possible.
Jan Krzysztof Duda is number 20 in the world in classical chess. He's played all the Title Tuesdays in the autumn split, and he scored a 2nd place in Game Week 3, 3rd place last week. He's won 10 Title Tuesdays in history. Someone who definitely can beat Magnus Carlsen.
Yeah, and he has beaten him in some very, very important games over the years. And at the World Cup, for example, in Norway chess, he ended Magnus's 125-game unbeaten streak. Wow. So Duda has been a bit of a kryptonite. But in recent online events, in recent blitz, Magnus has had the upper hand again.
And also Duda's been struggling with motivation in over-the-board chess, correct?
Yeah, he chose not to play some big tournaments. I wasn't sure if it was the Grand Swiss or the World Cup, but he chose not to play one of those to focus on other things. Players so strong as Duda not fighting for the World Championship is a pity. But yeah, he's maybe just trying to regain that motivation that he's lost.
It is a mentally tough game. I mean, I wouldn't know from experience, but I know from talking to David and to many other chess players. Have you experienced that, the mental toughness of chess?
I think it's, yeah, the toughness of it, especially if you play a lot of games in a row. But it's also very addictive.
Yeah.
You feel like you can sort of equate chess to your intelligence in some way, and you want to have a higher intelligence score by having a higher rating. And you feel like, man, if I lose now and my score drops below this point, I really have to, So it can become sort of just at even at my amateur level, something you think about, but at the top level, with this being something you have to live off of. And I know, for example, I was at Norway Chess last year and I spoke with Caruana, and at the time they were doing a tournament, and then outside of that also doing about 4 or 5 hours of study outside the tournament games. So it is a very rigid, strict schedule these top players follow to get to this level. So yeah, you have to be willing to put in the time to become the best, I'm guessing.
Exactly.
It's not easy.
You hit the nail on the head there. Ego is a big part of it. Like chess players, we attach a lot of self-worth to our results, which probably isn't healthy, but it's natural. And it's so easy to say one more game. One more game in chess, just like in many other sports and esports. In the meantime, Magnus here with a small advantage. Nothing decisive yet, but essentially his rooks are better than the opponent's rooks. And the white knight better than the black knight. So those add up right now to a small advantage. If he could get the queens off, I think Magnus would be quite happy, since black's queen is the only piece that's maybe superior to its counterpart.
Would you ever infiltrate with the knight and trade it off to get the rook up to the 7th rank here? Is that at all good, or?
Ooh, yeah, I like that idea. I think he's found something even better,
this
Magnus. That queen is almost trapped. She has to swap off now, and that would allow the white rook, after maybe a trade, to enter without a trade of knights. Ooh, also, wait, there's knight takes bishop, and watch out, the bishop's coming to skewer the 2 black rooks.
Oh. And Duda sees it, yeah. Shock on his face right now.
Oh, he saw it too late. Magnus's move earlier, F4, was genius. He foresaw this 4-5 move variation. He saw all of it in advance, and Duda, he painted himself into a corner there. Instead of allowing the rooks to get skewered on this diagonal, he takes a pawn, but now the white rook can... Okay, it attacks the knight instead. He could have gone up, as you mentioned there earlier, Virtual. Instead, he's trying to sell the knight for the highest price possible, take some pawns. Now the skewer would allow the black rook to come and check. But Magnus, he's got a bishop for 2 pawns. It's more than enough for victory here.
Wow, he is not looking happy on Christoph Duda. Less than 2 minutes on the clock and in a hopeless situation on the board against the world number 1. Magnus with a genius move there.
Yeah, the genius. Just some moves of genius. We've seen queen sacrifices, pawn promotions, unexpected castling. But seeing 4-5 moves ahead, that's super satisfying as a player. Knowing that your opponent stopped a bit too early in their mind, stopped too early, evaluated it wrong. Magnus, if he gets time now, he's going to start ganging up on this light squared pawn.
And I know also with chess, a lot of these beautiful variations never happen on the board. You see them, but your opponent is able to counter them. But it's fun to actually see one play out when that was missed. You see like, wow, these are things they're thinking about that we get to see actually acted out. Yeah.
Exactly. 90% is kind of beneath the surface. It never gets talked about, never gets seen, but occasionally these beautiful moves do occur. And okay, young Christoph Duda is trying to create some counterplay, but it's going to be too little too late. The white bishop now.
Is there any drawing conditions for black? Like if it's rook and bishop versus the rook, is that a draw on paper?
On paper, it's a draw.
Yeah.
In practice, it's
very hard, probably. Yeah.
Very hard, especially under 1 minute. I think even with 1 hour, a lot of top grandmasters have lost that one. So young Christoph Duda, he would love to trade off his 3 for white's 2. But yeah, the problem is white's pawn is so far ahead in this race. Magnus, he's going to check. He's going to put his pawn 1 square forward. He's going to support his pawn with the bishop, move the rook out the way, and that's going to cost black his rook step by step.
Yeah, look at young Christoph Duda. That is not a happy face. 40 seconds left on his clock. Magnus is massively better. He's fighting to go up to 6 out of 6 here in game week 7. So is Jan Nepomniachtchi. He's playing against Sina Movahed in round 6. And Sina is better in that game. All right, maybe we will see another game between Magnus Carlsen and Sina Movahed in the next round. But first, of course, you have to get the ball into the net. Will it be a victory for Magnus here in round 6?
Yeah, he's trying to dodge the checks. If the rook continue checking, the white king will zigzag its way towards that rook. And Duda does look almost resigned to his fate here. 12 seconds on the clock. The clock goes red. It's not going to save him. The white rook just needs one more move to get out of the way, and a new queen will be born. This is game over. Duda's about to click the resign button. There we go. Magnus on 6 out of 6.
Look at that. Magnus Carlsen is on a roll today. He's on fire. Having a kid hasn't slowed him down. He's still sleeping well. He is playing fantastic chess. He's on 6 out of 6, you guys. Another win, and this time against Grandmaster Jan Christoph Duda with a red clock. These two players are also on a perfect score heading into round 6. It's Jan Nepomniachtchi, who scored a 2nd place last week against Sina Movahed. Oh, and we're jumping into a critical moment.
Yeah, he might have seen 2 moves ahead here, Sina Movahed. He's given a check, and now he's going behind the pawn, and look at that. The pawn has been stopped, and now it's time. You have to push. You need to clear the white pawns out of the way. There we go, the only winning move. And fist pump from him already, even though the game's still going. He's going to push this pawn, then this pawn. He's got an overwhelming majority here. Nepomniachtchi's just giving some checks, but it's going to achieve nothing. He's got to push those pawns now, clear the way, and it's this A pawn on the dart square that's going to promote. Or maybe now the B pawn.
Wow.
He can even take this one now. The white bishop cannot take back because the black pawn would have run through. Beautiful technique.
Wow, huge trouble for Jan Nepomniachtchi. 20 seconds. Sina Movahed, though, only 15 seconds.
But that's it. That is the clincher. Rook takes bishop. The rook's going to move out the way. The new queen will be born, but Nepo's not going to try and play this on much longer. Surely. 10 seconds is enough to deliver mate with the queen.
The classic. The ladder mate, rook before the queen. This is tried and tested all in strategy. Movahed also up to 6 points. Yeah, we are hoping for the rematch, right?
Wow. Game on?
Yeah.
Game on. It's a win for Sina Movahed. Wow, this young grandmaster is just moving ahead in Title Tuesday. Some amazing results, and he's now on a perfect 7 out of 7. He beats the former challenger to the World Championship, Jan Nepomniachtchi. A loss here for Jan. And he doesn't look happy. What a game. What a result for Sina. Move ahead. 3 players. Let's see. Okay, the results not updated, but Magnus will be on 7 out of 7. Sorry, 6 out of 6. That is correct. Sina move ahead on 6 out of 6. And then we have a third player on that perfect score. Paravian is also on 6 out of 6. We're hoping for Magnus versus Sina move ahead in the next round.
I think it's very likely. If you look at the colors as well, Magnus has just had white, Sina move ahead just had black. So it would make sense if they play against each other. No, Magnus actually plays the second best David in the world, David Paravian. And Sina move ahead plays your favorite, one of your favorite players, Arjun Erigaisi.
That's also going to be a good matchup. And, you know, maybe next round, if they both move on through, we'll have the matchup people are hoping for.
Exactly. But in the next one, round 7 coming up, Magnus against Paravian. And he has the white pieces here. Magnus Carlsen on a roll, 6 out of 6 in game week 7.
Yeah, Magnus gets the white pieces again. And here it's the Queen's Gambit accepted again. Very similar to the opening that Duda played against him until this last move. Black actually trades off a set of pawns, giving White an IQP, an isolated Queen's pawn, which might look weak on paper, but gives White a lot of space to maneuver with. And Magnus is actually even happy to trade queens. This isn't something I've seen before. This is a bit of an interesting, unique spin on what is a very well-known opening. Magnus takes the queens off in order to go for quick development. The isolated pawn is weak, but he gets active piece play in return.
Anna, unfortunately, the winning streak was over for her in the last round. She lost with the white pieces, but we'll follow her and let's hope she can get back on that winning streak. Magnus is definitely on a winning streak, 6 out of 6 so far. He is playing a grandmaster now from Russia, who has 2 points on the Champions Chess Tour standings. He has scored some really, really nice results in the autumn split with a 10th place in game week 1 as one of his top results. Played all title Tuesday. He loves the format, ticking down to 4 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, he's one of the most active players on chess.com. He's always online, always playing Blitz, constantly David Paravian. Magnus, in the meantime, I'm pretty sure this is opening prep. He's used some leftover opening prep from some big tournaments. Just the way Magnus is playing, the speed, I don't think he would have gone for this unless he knew that it was quite strong. And bring the bishop out, already some tactics in the air. Black's got a big, big weak spot, Achilles heel, and Magnus is ganging up on it.
Is Magnus still working on openings, do you think, together with his coach Peter Heine and team?
I don't know how actively, but it's always there in the back of your mind, right? You're always watching. Magnus watches more games than anyone. So he kind of borrows ideas, I think, from all the top players and puts his own spin on them. And yeah, I've talked about openings a lot with Magnus. He's constantly trying to learn more, even if he's not sitting there with a computer for 8 hours a day, like some others do.
All right, this is round 7. Can Paravian beat Magnus Carlsen both on 6 out of 6? A winner will be on a perfect score. A draw means they are on 6.5. Paravian, though, playing slowly, ticking down to 3 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, I was going to say, one of the main ideas is to put a knight in the center. Maybe the other knight would have been better, because now the white knight in the near future will get access to a central square. This black knight, maybe a bit more passive. That's why the eval bar slightly switched in Magnus's favor there. But ultimately, it's still very, very small advantage. It's hard to go for an attack. That's the issue with queens off the board.
Yeah, this looks like a very slow game. I would never voluntarily queue up on chess.com and play a position like this. It feels a little slow, but this is very much your thing. He likes to trade the knight instead of putting it on e4 like you suggested. Does this, like, is there a sort of overarching theme he's playing towards, like trading off a lot of pieces is good or something like this?
Yeah, I think he's going for what we call good knight versus bad bishop. Because if now the bishop is captured, Magnus is, there we go. He's going to retreat. He's going to force this dark squared bishop off the board. It's got nowhere to run. It has to trade off. And white's knight will be very flexible. Light squares, dark squares. Black's bishop is bad because the pawn in the center is on the same color. So it's going to be kind of stuck behind its pawn for the rest of the game. Very interesting. This pawn could actually be captured due to some back rank checkmates. But I don't think you want to rush because the pawn behind it would have become very weak. So good knight versus bad bishop, and it could be good knight for black if the white rooks get time to infiltrate on the 7th rank.
Look at that. A lot of people in the chat wondering if Hikaru is playing, and also wondering if Hans Niemann is playing. Hans won Title Tuesday last week. He is busy playing the US Championships. Hikaru is busy traveling. So none of them, we actually have very few Americans playing today, obviously because of the US Championship. But that's going to affect them on the country standings. We are paying attention to that. And heading into Game Week 7, Russia was on top of the country standings. Paravian is also fighting here for points to Russia. All right, Magnus now better on the bar.
This is really difficult to defend. I think, well, Black was about to offer a trade of rooks, and it would have been impossible for Magnus to avoid that for too long. So now the White Knight was keeping the Black King honest, saying, okay, you have to step back. If the rook ever steps forward now, Magnus can give a check and escape. And Magnus has all the time in the world. Black's bishop is super stuck. That is a really bad bishop right now. So Magnus has all the time in the world to step forward with his pawns on this side, maybe even on the other side. He'll start improving the white king, maybe start zigzagging it forward later. And yeah, it's a matter of time before Magnus tries something. Whether it works is another question, but he's definitely the one in the driver's seat right now.
Yeah, he's the one controlling the pace. Like, he has all the time to do what he wants, improve his position. Black kind of has to wait for his moves, right?
Yeah, I quite like Black's last move, at least putting a pawn on the dart square. But Magnus, he's looking at ideas like stepping forward and grabbing a pawn with his knight later, but doesn't quite work yet. He's just inching forward.
There are 3 players on the perfect 6. Oh, what's happening here?
Ooh, Magnus can play this move now. This is a misstep, I think, because now the Black King is walked into a check. Rook takes pawn will come with a check. The White Rook will drop back. And that would be a winning sequence for Magnus Carlsen. He'd win a pawn. And Black is totally paralyzed. That is a pin along the 7th rank. The Black Bishop can't move, you drop pawns. The Black Rook can't move, you drop a pawn. If you take, you drop a pawn. Everything leads to an advantage now for Magnus
It's like
Carlsen.
the only move he could make, yeah.
Process of elimination. It's how to calculate in chess.
Massively better now, Magnus Carlsen. He could be about to go up to 7 out of 7.
And the Black King's in the kill zone. Oof. You had to play that move just to stop the White Knight coming in, and that Black King would have been trapped forever. So still fighting.
Both of these players on the perfect score. So is Sina move ahead also on 6 out of 6 heading into round 7. He's right now playing the aggressive Arjun Erigaisi, and he's struggling. Arjun is a lot better in that game. The winner in this game will probably be the leader heading into round 8. Is there any chance Magnus will fumble this?
Well, he needs to deliver checkmate, but he's going for it. And this is a very sneaky idea. If he can support this square, he's not threatening it yet, but if he can bring his king in and deliver this check, it's mate. The Black King has no squares. If he can push his pawn forward and do it, it's mate. So now, big threat. And
oh, and as you say it, yeah, Paravian sees it. He would have to give up the bishop, right? The only way to stop it.
Unstoppable, yeah. Bishop check would drive the knight away temporarily, or you could drop it back, but the knight is so well placed. That's the worst bishop ever, the best knight ever. And we're going to see checkmate end this game. Magnus on 7 out of 7.
Look at him!
And we find another win.
Yes, you do, Magnus. You find another win. 7 out of 7. Incredible from Magnus Carlsen. The results are perfect, David. What can you say about his play as we're heading into this one?
Yeah, he's getting better and better, Magnus, every game. He looks more confident now. The first couple of games, there were 2 or 3 shaky moments, but yeah, he looks in top form right now. I must admit, I'm impressed. I was expecting him to maybe be a bit lethargic and still need a bit of time to find his way back in, but
yeah.
No, he's on fire.
Yeah, he is. All right, these two also on fire. Sina move ahead, fighting to join Magnus on 7 out of 7, but struggling against Arjun.
Struggling. If we count the pawns, Black has 6, White only has 3, so it's a 3-pawn advantage for Arjun Erigaisi. But the Black King is a bit trapped. That's why he avoided the rook trade. If the rooks had come off, the White Queen might have been able to enter. And now he's building a checkmate attack. That Black King is in a mating net. Watch out if the White Queen can join the rook. It's not over yet. The knight is attacked as well. This is very uncomfortable for Arjun. They say it's easier to attack than defend with no time on the clock. So 3 pawns versus the attack. Not easy to know who's going to come out on top yet.
Arjun Erigaisi, the world number 4. It's fantastic to see him play in Title Tuesday. He's only played one so far. This is only the second Title Tuesday in the autumn split. He did score 8 points in game week 4. And now fighting to go up to 6.5 points in round 7.
Oh, that was such a key move, by the way. Arjun is going to slowly walk his king over to safety. There was a threat for a moment of queen takes pawn type of ideas and a checkmate from behind, but doesn't quite work. And now the black king is, look, he's pretty much castled. He did it by hand. He walked his king across, rook across. He's giving up some pawns in order to seek safety. But, okay, 26 seconds versus 30. It feels like this is going to be decided on the clock.
Oof. This is about to be intense. When they tick under 10 seconds, the clocks turn red. Will we see that happen?
Yeah, seen a move ahead. He's started to run out of ammunition here. He's now trading rooks, but a rook trade doesn't help. The black king is very, very safe on this square. And the black queen can defend her bishop now if the knight moves out the way. There we go. Ooh, that's a very interesting deflection tactic.
Oh, wow.
And, okay, black's only up 2 pawns now. The white pawn in the center, quite close to promotion. This could still turn. 11 seconds, though. The clock does go red. It's seen a move ahead, who's the first to enter time trouble. Oh, another pawn drops. There's a pawn dropping with a check there. The black king, so open, but the queen and knight, a combo, so strong. They have the perfect attacking duo. 3 seconds. He's giving all the checks, Arjun. He's not going to take a draw. He's going to play on. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. This is going to be decided on the clock now. All the checks. More checks. Any moment now, that clock is turning to 0, and it's surely going to be game over. He gives up his knight, Arjun Erigaisi, but he wins on time.
Tricky, yeah.
Huge stuff. He turns it around in the final move, Sina move ahead, but it's not enough because he loses on time. Arjun Erigaisi takes the full point. Virtual's favorite attacking player.
Yeah, I mean, here it was a matter of attacking with the clock, as you pointed out, David. Just making a bunch of unpredictable checks. You can't pre-move, and you just burn time with every move.
Whew, that was an intense round 7, and round 8 is starting, you guys. And we will see Arjun Erigaisi against Magnus Carlsen. That's the dream matchup today because Virtual in the beginning, he said, well, Magnus is his favorite player, but he loves the entertainment of watching Arjun Erigaisi.
And let's hope for something crazy. I mean, no isolated queen's pawn, no disrespect to that type of game, but I want to see some fireworks. I want to see, you know, sharp stuff, pawn advances on the sides, things like that.
That would be very cool. And Arjun, he's played the Jabava London system, which is known for its fiery attacks here. Magnus is not taking the bait. Magnus is not putting any pawns in the center yet because that would allow the white knight to jump forward and potentially threaten some forks. Arjun loves pushing these pawns forward, but Magnus, he's done it every single game. He's fianchettoed his bishop on the long diagonal, and he's going to try and make it more positional. He did something very similar against Gukesh a few years ago, Magnus, in the World Cup, in this exact opening.
Arjun Erigaisi, the Indian Grandmaster, number 4 in the world, formerly a 2800 player, against Magnus Carlsen, the world number 1. These two have played each other many, many times. Arjun, one of the players who doesn't show Magnus that much respect, maybe?
Yeah, he's never afraid of attacking Magnus. That's rare, very rare in world chess. That means he takes some hits. He's had a lot of losses against Magnus, but he's also taken a couple of wins here and there. And it would be nice to see him really go for Magnus's throat. Magnus has gone for what we almost call the hippopotamus defense. That would be the black knight on f6, maybe being back on e7 instead. That means just wallowing in your first 2-3 ranks, not stepping too far forward, just kind of waiting for your moment. But there we go. Arjun presses the chaos button. He's castled on the long side.
This is going to be who can rush to the other's king first, right? Double advances.
Yeah. Those pawns are possibly stepping forward in the near future. As are these pawns, knowing Arjun Erigaisi.
We got exactly what we want in this matchup. Arjun Erigaisi on 6.5 points. Magnus in sole lead heading into round 8 with the perfect score of 7. It's a cool matchup. Nothing decided yet. Arjun Erigaisi is one of 2 players on 6.5. And Sina move ahead is one of several players on 6 points. Not decided yet who's going to win this still. 4 rounds to be played.
Yeah, knowing Magnus, of course he wants to win this game, partly because he's playing a super strong opponent, but he is thinking about the 11 out of 11 just as much as he's thinking about tournament victory. Magnus is always looking for new challenges. Like, he's done it all before. He's won Title Tuesday 40-something times, 41 times. He wants the full house. He wants the perfect score, but Arjun wants Magnus's scalp. He wants to push forward. Magnus has blocked it, so if this advances, he can keep the position closed.
And if you're Magnus here, do you just forgo castling? Do you not think about, because you're kind of castling straight up into the firing line if you elect to do so?
Yeah, and I mean, we heard him actually very briefly say it on his round 2 game. In round 1, he castled on move 28, which is very late. Round 2, he castled move 26. And yeah, castling here would just be disastrous due to this pawn hanging. So maybe, if anything, he's going to castle the other way. But he's keeping his opponent guessing. That's the strategy that Magnus loves.
Anna is already in a winning position.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Round
Yeah,
8.
she's up a piece in her game, but it is still a little scary. Feels like she opened her position. There's some open F file going on with 2 rooks staring down towards her king, but we'll see how that one develops on the side.
Yeah, she won 2 in a row, then she's lost 2 in a row. Can she get back on the winning streak now? Anna Crumling in round 8. All right, Arjun Erigaisi is better on the clock. Magnus ticking under 3 minutes here. So much happening on this board. It's chaos.
Yeah, it's a traffic jam. It's really congested. No trades, no pawns, no pieces off this board yet. And Magnus really needs to decide what to do with his king. Wow, he takes that knight off. He's not happy to keep that Fianchetto bishop any longer. His idea is to block the center, or at least it would have been if white hadn't traded off now. And okay, he still does block the center. He's trying to cut the board in half. He's saying, okay, I've closed the flank, the center, and the right side, the king side here that you want to attack on. Now I'm going to attack your king. This will be his next move.
Now it looks very strong for white to prevent castling queenside, like locking black's king in either the middle or the very dangerous right side of the board. Is that something you would consider? Bishop to c7.
Ooh, I like it. Yeah, you're going to win this tournament you're playing, by the way. I can feel it. That's a very interesting move. I guess for now that wouldn't come with a threat, so black could maybe nudge the bishop, but definitely, I mean, he's setting it up, right? He's saying that's unattractive anyway because it's on an open flank, and this is a really nasty threat, almost trapping the black queen, and at least preventing castling from this side. Not that Magnus wanted to anyway. And okay, he says he's not going to castle at all on that flank, Magnus Carlsen. Watch out, big threat, rook takes knight, a very thematic sacrifice. This appears in all sorts of openings, just destroying the king's shelter. Rook for knight is not a big material investment. That would be a huge way to set up an attack for Magnus. So Arjun will dodge that, most likely protecting or moving his knight.
Virtual thinking like Arjun Erigaisi. Do you have the same style as what's your chess style, would you say?
Everyone wants to be like the I'm playing brilliant moves and sacrificing a lot. It just typically I have like one brilliant idea, but I never see the follow-up is what I want to say. So it's not very brilliant. It's like I might play a sacrifice, but then lose horrendously after not succeeding with the attack. That's how a lot of games go.
Yeah, that is the pain of chess, right? To find the follow-up. I can relate to that. What is Arjun's style, David?
It's chaotic.
To find the follow-up as well.
Yeah. He's very good at finding the follow-up.
Yeah.
He's kind of very high Jeopardy type of player. He takes massive risks. He'll never take the easy way out, never play for a draw, never give the opponent any easy moves. And Eval Bar says, good for black suddenly.
There is a pawn up for grabs here if you dare.
Ooh.
Do you dare, David?
I normally dare, but I might have dared that one actually. Queen takes that pawn. But he wants the queens off instead, Magnus Carlsen. So it's down to the endgame, and black's slightly better because knights are better than bishops when it's blocked. And I would expect, there we go, for that trade to happen. Black has my favorite pawn structure, connect 4, normally super strong, and black's going to switch attentions to this file now, open line.
A lot of love for Arjun Erigaisi in the chats. Anyone rooting for Magnus? Let us know. Who are you rooting for in the game? Who do you hope wins Title Tuesday Game Week 7? Let us know. Send the players your love. And who will win this game? What do you guys think?
Oh, this is a Magnus type of position. It's not an Arjun type of position. Arjun, we said he likes the high intensity positions, the really fiery battles, but this is more of a positional grind. And Magnus has just pocketed a pawn. It's an ugly pawn to win. These are not really a full pawn advantage, but he's opened up a line for his rooks. They've got this line, they've also got the other line, and backward pawns on both of those files.
It's going to be interesting to see. Ali Reza Frouja was the winner of Game Week 6. He's lost 2 games today. probably not fighting to win Title Tuesday with Magnus on fire, but he is in a winning position here in round 8. Anna Grumling, massively better in round 8, keeping a close eye on her as well. She's streaming from the Dave Cave. And Magnus, much better. And they're equal on the clock.
Equal on the clock. I think that's Arjun's best hope, at least of winning this game. Maybe he'll dig deep, hold a draw on the board, but yeah, on the clock is his best chance. Magnus still a pawn up. These 2 pawns don't look great right now, but there are ideas, if all the rooks come off, of sacrificing and running this pawn through later. Knights are notoriously bad at stopping corner pawns, so watch out for Magnus to try and eke out some advantage. He wants the rooks off the board. That will win him the game, Magnus.
Arjen does also have potential for a pass pawn on the left side with a trade there, but it's flipping back and forth here, David. What's happening? Tell us.
Yeah, I'm confused why it's so much better for black. You can flick in a nice check there. He wants to go for this pawn instead. I think Magnus should have actually retreated his own knight. Now it's back to level material. That was not a good idea for Magnus. He needed to just step his knight back, defend the pawn in the corner. He was still a pawn up for nothing. Instead, it's level, and Magnus might be bailing out now. That black knight is trapped if you don't give a draw. Ooh, okay, the white king didn't go to the square, I expected it. Now it's actually caught in 2 minds. Now the black knight is coming back. Ooh, and this pawn's dropping. Among other things, the rook comes in instead. Magnus, look how active his pieces are. Every time I start to doubt him, he maneuvers so well in the endgame. That pawn stepping forward. The white knight is actually about to be kicked off its nice perch. Magnus is better. Almost winning according to the eval bar. Just needs to dodge the checks.
Incredible play by Magnus Carlsen. He's fighting to go up to 8 out of 8. Massively better against world number 4 Arjun Erigaisi. Clocks are ticking though. Will this be a time scramble eventually?
Yeah, the time scramble started. Magnus has started pre-moving. That knight is almost trapped though. There's a rook check. That's looking very tasty right now. Kicking the white king back. Is he going to go hunting for the white knight now? Yes, he is. That white knight's been kicked away. There's a clear path forward for the f-pawn as well. That's going to cost white a piece. He's got to take it before it's too late. And Magnus, it's all about the clock. 15 seconds. He's 2 pawns up. He's totally winning on the board. Can he make a new queen before it's too late? Can he keep both pawns intact? He grimaces, Magnus. If all the pawns disappear, it's a draw.
And it's a red clock for Magnus Carlsen. Look how calm Arjun Erigaisi is. Can he take Magnus on the clock?
The knight dropped. Arjun pre-moved. He lost his knight. And now he can take the rook. Magnus is going to deliver checkmate with just a few seconds left. He leans back. Magnus takes the win.
Oh.
These games are some grinds.
Some grinds. Wow, that was an intense finish. Magnus Carlsen wins on the board, but only 8 seconds on the clock. He was a little bit stressed in the end there. He was not super comfortable, I think.
If Arjun hadn't blundered his knight, I think Arjun might have taken that on the clock, or at least saved it. That would have been very close, but he hung his knight, hung his rook. Magnus too good.
Magnus too good. Magnus 8 out of 8. I mean, what do you think of Magnus today, Virtual?
It's shaping up. I mean, people have doubted, is he going to be low on sleep? Is he going to be tired with all going on in his life? But he's looking very, very solid. And, the games are scrambles, but he seems to be in control of most of them. And, winning on the clock.
Incredible stuff. Magnus in sole lead with 8 points. We have 5 players on 7 and a bunch of players on 6.5 with only 9, 10, 11 to go, 3 rounds to go. Is there anyone who can catch up with Magnus, do you think, David?
He's played most of his, at least on paper, his toughest rivals. He's played Duda, he's played Arjun Erigaisi. The bunch on 7 points, they're very strong grandmasters. I mean, Renato Terry's an IM. But, Magnus is the favorite by a distance against all of them. So 11 out of 11, it's not unthinkable. It's unlikely he plays Faruja. It's unlikely he plays some of the other top seeds. Nepo's dropped out now from the top. Magnus 11.
Wow. All right. Magnus Carlsen, he's on fire today. Will he win Game Week 7? Will he score 11 out of 11?
Here we go.
The action is heating up. Wow. There's. What do you think of Title Tuesday now, Virtual?
I mean, it says on the door when you walk into this office that chess is the best sport that you probably haven't heard of yet. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
And truly, I mean, I think if more people, even regular people that aren't chess enthusiasts already, if they watch this and see the intensity, they wouldn't see chess as this slow game where two old gentlemen play and sit for hours. Like, it's really modernized with the times, and it's become a fully fledged sport, or esport if you want to call it that, where it's really, really tons of competition to watch.
I love it. I agree. I mean, this is intense. That's the one word to call Title Tuesday, the Premier League of chess. We've seen a lot of really, really good games in the last few rounds. Let's look at one of them in today's action replay. It's this one. This was round 7, Magnus with the white pieces against Parvian, a strong grandmaster. What happened in this game, David?
Yeah, it was just positional domination. The good knight versus the bad bishop. The white rook, super strong on the 7th rank. We call it 7th heaven in chess, when you can just start snacking on all the opponent's pawns, paralyzing the opponent's pieces. The king, better than the black king. This is Magnus. He said it later about another game. This is in grind mode. It's not easy, it's step by step, small victories. First you win a pawn, then you improve your king, then you push your pass pawn. He ended up delivering checkmate to this black king on the edge of the board in really instructive fashion, showing how to combine a rook and a knight, how to coordinate those pieces as the enemy black pieces went off on a limb in a second. They got a bit distracted. This was just really classy. I think most grandmasters aren't capable of winning these top games against super strong players. Magnus, he does this day in, day out.
He does. That was another win for Magnus.
We find another win.
Another. He's found 8 of them so far. Magnus on a perfect 8 out of 8 score, playing big chess today, but dropping on the Take YouTube channel later today is Magnus playing very tiny chess.
So this is how we should shake hands.
Okay, shake it.
I decided to start with e4, and Magnus replied by trolling me.
I think I should move something on the side. That's easier.
Oh no.
You have to queen the best.
That's fine, that's fine.
Maybe my position first, no? Well, your position is totally messed up now.
That's fine, right?
I bring my knight out. We start developing pieces.
I am not confident at all that I'll be physically able to make this move. Now I'm just messing up. This is the worst idea we've ever had here.
It's fun. It's frustrating as well. That's a sneak peek of tiny chess dropping later. Was it frustrating, David?
It was really frustrating, but I genuinely think that's one of my best chances of beating him. And no spoilers about the result, but it was a lot of fun, and we both really wanted to win. Like, even Magnus knocking all the pieces, he still wanted to take me down.
100%. I can confirm that there wasn't competition in that room. Now, virtual. So here we see online blitz chess. We see a lot of over-the-board classical chess. This was super tiny chess. Then there's hand and brain type of chess. There's so many variants of chess. Do you have a favorite?
Favorite type of chess? I mean, I gotta say, like, yeah, I think just the normal chess, honestly. Yeah, I've played a lot of the variants. I've played, 4-player chess with some friends, and it's mayhem. There's atomic chess, duck chess. I've played all the variants. I really like that. I also like the, there's like a puzzle battle game mode where you both solve the same puzzles and try to solve the most in like 5 minutes. Stuff like that is really fun too. But classical chess is classic for a reason.
Yeah.
It's good. And it's like a known start. I like that.
Yeah. The normal.
Yeah.
The normal chess. What's your favorite, David? King of the Hill?
Yeah, you know me too well, Claire. King of the Hill every time. Chess 960 on maybe once a week.
Yeah. Well, Magnus's favorite type of chess right now, I think, is Title Tuesday. He's playing fantastic. Will he win Game Week 7?
Oof, it's not gone well for Magnus.
Like, my position is super passive, but there aren't a lot of objects for him to attack. So if I manage to develop some pieces, then I'm fine.
Ooh, very interesting. I think Sahaj has just blundered a pawn.
He has misplayed this quite badly.
Ooh, Sahaj Grover reacting there. Checkmate's coming.
Oh!
Should not have let that black rook in. That's a check. This is not good news for Madavi. He's avoided immediate catastrophe, and suddenly it's much better for black.
That one move, Black could have slid the rook across. He's doing it again. Rook takes pawn. Rook takes pawn, wins the game because there's a knight fork. Oh, he's done it in a different order. But this is still winning. Hitting the queen and threatening checkmate. It's checkmate. Magnus is going to win out of nowhere. Wow.
A little bit too weak, but most of all, a little bit too slow.
Magnus certainly not slow today, and here he is in round 9 with a perfect score and the white pieces against Salem Saleh. We're heading straight into the game, David.
Yeah, early days here. It's a Sicilian defense. Magnus is holding off on playing this move, which would transpose it into an open Sicilian, breaking open the center. He's played useful moves, h3, a4. He's going to transpose now into more mainline theory. And yeah, now it's a Sicilian Najdorf, an opening in which Magnus's opponent does specialize. So very interesting that Magnus is fighting on his opponent's kind of home turf in his comfort zone there. He's not afraid to take the challenge head on.
And this is renowned as one of the openings in chess with like the most depth, right? The most possibilities for each player to make moves, right?
100%.
Yeah.
It's like so many options, like 5-6 good moves on every turn. And that's why it's so difficult to differentiate and kind of prepare.
You can see deep thought happening on the screen, yeah.
I was going to say, that's Salem's like, that's his go-to face. Like,
do you have your own like go-to deep think pose?
Head in hands. When
I'm
losing.
Yeah.
When I'm worse or losing or struggling, head in hands. When not, then pretty chill. But okay, Salem, he's a very dangerous player, very quick. The UAE's top grandmaster for many, many years now. And I don't know, Magnus looks slightly better according to the eval bar, but Black's position full of potential if he breaks out.
Currently number 90 in the world on chess.com. His blitz rating is over 3,200. He's number 12 in the world in online blitz chess. Fantastic. He scored 8 points in game week 5, 7.5 points in game week 4. He could be well on his way to beat that today in game week 7. Already 7 points in round 9, but he is up against Magnus, who looks a little bit annoyed.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Magnus is reacting to the moves or maybe something else, maybe the air quality he's talked about. Chess players love having an excuse, but I don't know. Magnus, his position looks fine. The Black Knight comes out trying to take this bishop. I think Magnus might flick in this move. No, he actually waits. I was going to say this isn't possible because this pawn is hanging, but if this pawn does get captured, Magnus is maybe going to move his bishop out the way, take this knight. Is he going to take this pawn instead, unleash an attack against the bishop in the center? We won't find out because Salem just moves his rook, and now Magnus will probably just take a timeout, defend the little guy in the center, and the game goes on.
The game goes on. Magnus is fighting to go up to 9 out of 9. What do you think of the position here, Virtual?
Well, it's a pretty careful start, but you don't want to overextend. We've seen opponents of Magnus go wrong with that earlier, but I think also Magnus doesn't want to risk the potential for an 11-11. How many times has that happened? It's quite rare that someone gets the perfect score, and maybe especially more lately with the increased focus and prize pool and opportunities with Title Tuesday.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think only, is it 7 times?
I think it was 7 times.
Yeah. 3 times for Magnus. 2 times for Hikaru, 1 time for Liam Le, 1 time for Jose Martinez. That Magnus beat in the Speed Chess Championship last night.
Just yesterday,
Yeah.
exactly. And wow, Magnus has put his queen on a bizarre square. I don't know why she's blocking the connection between her 2 rooks. I don't know why she didn't choose a more active square. Instead, now Magnus is about to get hit by some tactics. It's all about the fianchetto bishop today. It's been the theme of today for Magnus. Normally, he's been the one fianchettoing his bishops, but this bishop's about to be cracked open. Not just that, but the queen can step forward in the near future, line up. There might be some tactics in the near future. Magnus is now offering to sacrifice this pawn in the center. He might even sacrifice his rook for that bishop if it lands. Magnus is taking some huge risks here to minimize the damage, but big question for Salem. Does he play a very healthy move, push this pawn, lock in the white bishop? That looks like a long-term strategic gain. Or does he take this pawn in the center? And there we go.
Wow. He's willing to sacrifice. He's feeling so much like pressure building up that he just wants to get rid of it.
So he respects these bishops so much
does, yeah.
on the long diagonals.
What, and not taken?
Wow.
Is there any reason why he wouldn't capture the rook? Does he value the bishop himself more than a rook as well?
I
think I would have taken that. He kind of maybe assumed it wasn't running away, but now it does run. And look at the bar. Like, that opportunity might not arise again. He should have taken it while keeping his pawn on this square, not advancing it, because now the light squares would be weak. I can understand why he wants to keep the bishop to protect the light squares. But earlier, with the pawn back, covering those light squares, I think it was just a material game. Eval bar said, good for black. Normally, if your opponent offers you something, the acid test, like the critical move, is to take it. I'm as shocked as you are there, Virtual.
Yeah, no, that is perplexing to me, but I do not dare to say I understand the way they're thinking, so...
And I will mention that Salem, I've played him a few times, both online and over the board. He is normally the one sacrificing. So maybe if someone sacrifices against him, he feels it's a badge of honor not to take the material. But now he's regretting it, potentially, because the white rook is actually a decent attacker and defender, and that's a very juicy light square diagonal. If you could rearrange the white bishop and queen the other way around, then we might see some checkmating ideas in the future.
Cool game. Magnus fighting to go up to 9 out of 9. Salem fighting to win Title Tuesday. He's on 7 points heading into this game.
Yeah, this is very tricky, very tough to understand. This is the type of position where you need 2 hours to get into the to get proper understanding, but he only has under 2 minutes. Slightly better for black, but again, if white gets 2 more moves, if white can land the queen on this square now, already threatening checkmate, the white rook will join the party, and this could turn. So it's a critical moment for Salem.
So is that what Salem is looking at now, how we can avoid Magnus's queen ending up there?
Yeah, I think I would take preemptive measures. I'd probably just bring my rook up to cover that square. But there are other ideas in the position. The black queen could position herself in the center, try to trade off the white queen maybe later if it comes. Well, this is tricky. And he burnt 45 seconds on that move before pushing forward in the center. Good move. Trying to eliminate the bishops, trying to create a pass pawn, more importantly.
He is better on the bar, Magnus Carlsen. Could he lose this game?
Definitely. Anyone could lose it here, I think. If black's pawn isn't able to advance, if black gets stuck and then gets controlled on the light squares, Salem's in trouble. But if this pawn does later advance, Magnus blocking it for now, then Magnus is definitely worse. And he doesn't like these developments. That is a trade. So not a pass pawn, but the black bishop now is a beast on this diagonal, protecting and attacking.
Wow. Anna is better in her round 9 game. She lost in the previous round on time, is what I could see. But Anna keeps fighting on. And so does Magnus, fighting for 9 out of 9. We are dreaming of seeing 11 out of 11. That's always incredible in Title Tuesday.
Wow, this is so finely balanced, this position. It can go any direction. Yeah, virtually.
Yeah, he allows this to happen with the pawn structure.
Yeah. I guess he's arguing that at least his king has kind of built itself a bit of a palace here. It's kind of nicely protected, but yeah, don't try it at home. It's a very risky strategy by Magnus Carlsen. That white rook almost trapped.
Questions keep coming in about Hikaru and Hans Niemann not playing today. Hikaru is missing his first Title Tuesday in the autumn split. He is traveling after playing a tournament last night. Hans Niemann is playing the US Championships. Magnus Carlsen is now better.
Oh, Magnus better. He could have actually taken that pawn. He was maybe reluctant to move the white rook away from the defense of his king. But that pawn, now he does take it. And he's allowing a check. He's going to be very careful where he puts the white king. You don't want to get checkmated. He slides to the corner. The black rook can't move because the white rook would actually deliver the killer blow on the back rank. The black king has no escape squares. So for now, it's hanging by a thread for Magnus Carlsen, but it's working. And he needs to somehow keep up that momentum. Oh, that's a great move, though. Threatening bishop takes pawn.
And it's going to go down to a time scramble. Again, Magnus with 40 seconds, but Salem only 17 seconds.
Allows the capture, goes in.
Oh, watch out. That's a check. You can't take there because the white queen would have swooped in with a check. Are we going to see a draw? Magnus doesn't go for the draw. And he's blundered. Oh. Magnus Carlsen. Why is that a mistake? It's a check. Not the best move. The black bishop could have actually used this check and forced the white king away. The black rook could have actually come into the position. There were other moves as well. That was a missed opportunity for Salem.
And now the clock is red for Salem. Will he lose on time?
Oh, he's still got such a big attack, and Magnus makes a mistake again. Where is the win for Salem? It's a check. Magnus has missed this one.
Oh, he sees it now.
He's getting mated. Magnus Carlsen is getting checkmated. The Black Queen is coming in. Next move. Game over.
Is there any hope on the clock for Magnus?
It's just checkmate. Forced next move.
It's over. Magnus Carlsen loses his first game today. It's not going to be a perfect score. He is stuck on 8 points. Salem takes the win and goes up to 8 points. Same score as Magnus in a dramatic finish. Both players on red numbers here. But huge blunders by Magnus.
Oof, yeah, that was unlike him. He could have actually taken a draw by repetition if he kept checking with his knight. He took a risk because he wants 11 out of 11, but it did backfire in the end.
Ooh, heartbreak for Magnus Carlsen. Incredible stuff for Salem. Congratulations to him on a great win. Jumping into this one, still round 9.
Oh, this is all about the clock. It's a total draw in the position. White's king cannot do anything to nudge the Black king out the way, but now it will be a draw. Black can just pre-move. King to side to side to side to side in the corner. No way to get it out of there.
Minley against Renato Terry. It is eventually a draw with red clocks, but no hope to win it. It's a draw. And both players take half a point. Both of them now on 7.5 points. All right, we only have 2 rounds to go in Title Tuesday Game Week 7. Magnus Carlsen now in shared lead with Salem Saleh. We're not going to see 11 out of 11. We will see Magnus Carlsen against Andreken in round 10. Woohoo! Yeah.
Do you think Magnus knew he was taking a big risk there by not taking the draw? And he kind of just like, well, let's see if it works.
Yeah, I think he knew, but these top players, they feel that they're invincible, especially if they're on a winning streak.
Yeah,
so,
you've won 8 in a row.
Yeah.
What's it hurt to try? Yeah.
The odds are that it works out, those risks, but that was just one of the exceptions.
Well, here we are jumping into this one. Grandmaster Andreken on 7.5 points as the white pieces now against Magnus, coming straight from that heartbreak, that loss. And into round 10, of course, Magnus still fighting to win Title Tuesday Game Week 7 for the 3rd time in the autumn split. He's won it 2 times so far. Will this be the 3rd one?
Yeah, big game here. 2 rivals as well from a very, very young age, both exactly the same age. They've known each other for many years. Andreken, a former candidate. He's played the delayed Spanish exchange here. He traded off earlier a bishop for a knight, giving Black doubled pawns. But Black gets the bishop pair in return. So as Virtual mentioned earlier, if Black can survive to the middle game, the end game, open up some lines, those bishops will be doing a great job. Eval says slightly better for Black because I'm guessing the Black knight sits back on a very nice square and you start expanding on the other side. This knight will soon be kicked away and no real clear way forward for White. Andreken, a very positional player, very strategic style.
And one of the Title Tuesday legends. He's won it 28 times, 28 second places, 30 third places. There's not many players who is on the podium more than Andreken in Title Tuesdays. He is also on the Champions Chess Tour standings leaderboard. He's got 5 points after 6 Title Tuesdays, fighting for more points. Today he's played all the Title Tuesdays in the autumn split, but a 3rd place so far is his best result. That was from Game Week 1. Will he do even better today?
Yeah, I remember playing him in Title Tuesday back in 2015, 2016.
Wow, yeah.
He's one of the OGs. But this game, I said he's playing very positionally. Pawn to g4 signals intent. That move, he wants to start attacking. Magnus actually reacts, and look at that. He doesn't even move his knight that was threatened, because if he had captured there Magnus Carlsen, it would have been retaken, and the white rook would have delivered a nasty check. He's even willing to sacrifice a whole piece just to open up this line for the white pieces.
This is sharp. This is really sharp. These are the games that we are hoping to see.
Yeah.
Just leaving the knight hanging for like 3 moves in a row, and neither side wants to do anything about it.
Yeah, like that's the type of thing, like as Black, you know you probably should take it, you know you can defend and just be a piece up, but you're scared.
Yeah.
It's one of those psychological tricks. Magnus says, no, I don't even want to risk opening up the line for the rooks, and the queen's coming. The queen's going to line up with the Black king. This is very scary. Even if the eval bar says it's better for Black.
Look at Magnus Carlsen, hungry for revenge. Already much better here in round 10. He just had to get over that loss. Games come in back to back. You're used to that as well, Virtual, when you're playing Trackmania. It just, you play one round and then the next one starts.
You don't have time to really think about the previous round so much.
Yeah.
We have a tournament a little similar to this. It's 23 rounds, but each round is like a minute, and you try to survive as long as you can. And if you make a mistake and you're on the verge of getting knocked out, you kind of just have to mental reset. It's a new round, anything can happen, and as about anything is happening in this game. I mean, Magnus, he did lose the previous game, much in part due to the open G-file, right? And now we're seeing something maybe similar about to happen, David?
Yeah, I think that's why he's reluctant. That's great pattern recognition, actually. It was on the G-file. It was also the enemy queen, rooks coming, and those pieces are lining up. I think Magnus is actually trying to set up a sacrifice of his own. Oh, the knight does give way. They say never go back in chess. That is a bit of a sign, an admission of defeat. Magnus was lining up some sacrifices here to power open the D-file for his queen and rook. So I think Andrejkin got a bit scared. He blinked first, but whoop, watch out, there is a threat. It's a bad move apparently, but knight takes pawn is a check that cannot be captured, and the black king just moves out the way. The problem is a knight and f5 looks nice, but if the opponent says, I'm not going to take you, what's it actually doing there? And Magnus's counterplay in the center is very, very strong. They do say flank attack, meet it with a central counter, and that's what Magnus is going for.
Magnus is going for a win in game week 7. He has 8 points. That's the same score as Salem Saleh. And he is right now playing against Jeffrey Chong. And the bar keeps jumping up and down in that game. Apparently an interesting one. Keeping a close eye on that as well. But Magnus has this in his own hands now. Massively better.
Yeah, the white attack has just fizzled out. It never got going. And the bar goes all the way to black side. I think you can just simply take this pawn, move the knight out the way, and you will be winning some material in the near future. Is there something immediate for Magnus Carlsen? I don't see anything else. Oh, okay, that's a pawn. Normally I would see loose pawns hanging, but I wasn't even looking that side of the board. Magnus, though, full board awareness. Very impressive. Not just taking a pawn, but doubling up on the base of white's pawn chain.
He is massively better here. Magnus Carlsen. Should we check out if he's speaking to his fans on his stream? Very focused, Magnus Carlsen. In this game. He knows.
Continue just to grab, I think. CD.
So his intention is to grab pawns and pieces.
Pawns and pieces. There were multiple pawns he could take there. The black king, surprisingly safe.
Any ideas for him?
No open lines towards it.
And if you're white here, you're just begging, like, please take something. Open one line, Magnus. Give me some avenue. But he's just going to leave all that and work with the pawn in the middle, right?
Yeah, that's enough.
That's so annoying.
Yeah, like, come on, give me a chance, you know? It's just like, no. Like, I'm chilling.
Free piece, please take it. Oh no, my knight. So, yeah, that's why they say pawns, they're the best shelter for a king.
Yeah.
That sounds like a luxury problem for Magnus Carlsen in this game.
Ooh, now he doesn't even take back that bishop. There we go. It was all about this pawn. Threatening to promote with a check. A new queen about to be born here. A queen is spawned.
Wow, that always looks nice.
Yeah.
2 queens, 3 queens on the board right now.
And the last hurrah.
He's going all in, but is Magnus going to even address it or just work on his own attack? Might have to.
White is threatening checkmate in one move. Knight here would be a checkmate. That's a weird pattern. I've never seen that one before. But so Magnus does address it. Now a check can be met by a capture. Now the other white knight has disappeared. Yeah, too much material down now. White is a whole queen down, if I can count correctly. Tries one last trick, but queen takes here now, and this is going to end in checkmate to the white king. Game over.
This just went horribly wrong for Andrejkin, almost from the get-go.
Yeah, and there's going to be a beautiful checkmate now. Magnus is going to take that rook with his queen. One queen disappears, the other one delivers the mate. Beautiful finish to that game.
And what a comeback by Magnus Carlsen. He lost in round 9, but he's back. A win in round 10 takes him to 9 points. Let's hear from Magnus.
Played in the center. And what can I say? His attack just doesn't work.
I guess that sums it up. Magnus's play, though, that definitely works. Here is another important game. It's Salem Saleh, who is also on 8 points, heading into round 10. And he's struggling against Jeffrey Chong.
Yeah, this is big, big trouble. The black rooks, look at them, they're teaming up. The black queen as well, poised nearby.
It's looking very bad on the second rank, but is there a killer move here? Black's material up, so Black doesn't even need to deliver checkmate. He's up rook for knight. But yeah, it feels like there's something in the air. The knight currently covering this pawn and attacking the rook. He ignores it. He's teaming up now. Triple attack on this g-pawn. Looking good. Jeffrey Zhang so close to winning this game now.
And if that is the result, Magnus Carlsen will be in sole lead heading into the final 11th round in Title Tuesday Game Week 7. Only 35 seconds left for Salem Saleh to save this game.
I don't see it. I think you want to step this pawn forward, but there is the idea of rook takes pawn, and the black queen would actually be able to deliver a killer blow. Now you can even take this one with your rook. Do you want to, though? Okay, he just saves his other rook instead. Still winning, Jeffrey Zhang. He's using the clock now. He doesn't need to deliver checkmate. He can even push pawns on the other side of the board in the near future. The queen gets kicked back. 40 seconds against 20 seconds.
He does not look happy, Salem Saleh. He must have been...
Ooh. Wait, why would he give up his queen? Now White can force a draw. White has a perpetual check, immediately forcing the draw. Jeffrey Zhang choked there. He got super nervous. And Salem, that is a real lifeline. The black king can't escape. Wow.
He gets lucky.
Miracle.
A miracle save by Salem Saleh. Well, he beats Magnus Carlsen in round 9. He has a little bit of a miracle draw in round 10, but that takes him to 8.5 points and still hopes of winning Title Tuesday Game Week 7. All right.
If we're talking like football analogies, like scoring a goal, was that like missing about an open net, or what would you equate it to?
Yeah, it's like the perfect play. Like you pass through the lines, you dribble, you nutmeg your opponent, go round the goalie, like you said, 1 yard from the finishing line. And he had 20 seconds extra and extra material and a mating attack, and he didn't win. That is, yeah, we've all been there, but it's heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking. That means Salem is stuck on 8, well, he goes to 8.5 points with that draw. Half a point behind Magnus Carlsen with one more round to be played. Who will we see in that final round? Probably then Magnus against Min Le.
Yeah, he's played the other two.
Yeah.
8.5. Min Le yesterday also played the Speed Chess Championship, but lost by a landslide to Alireza Firouzja, was crushed in that match. So not in the best of form, but today has upped his game. He's a very speedy, tricky player. Nearly called him a spicky player. Speedy and tricky.
Maybe that's a new thing for Title Tuesday, spicky.
Exactly.
To be a spicky player. Well, that's going to be such an important matchup because if Min Le wins it, then he wins probably Title Tuesday Game Week 7. If Magnus Carlsen has a draw, well, it's looking good for him to win it. And there we have it. On paper, it's going to be Magnus versus Min Le in the final round 11. Alireza Firouzja has fought his way back up the standings. He is on 8 points. And here we go. This is round 11. Magnus with the white pieces. If he wins this, he wins Game Week 7.
Okay, and Magnus goes for the 4 knights defense. That normally means you want to play it a bit safe. Normally, you only go for this opening if you're happy to kind of have a draw in hand. You want the escape, you want the bailout, just in case for later.
Here we go, yeah. Magnus Carlsen with less than 5 minutes on the clock now. They have 5 minutes, no increment in Title Tuesdays. Min Le is here to stop Magnus in round 11. Whew. All right, do you think Magnus will take it now?
I kind of do, yeah. And I'm also curious about, the implications, whether Min Le has won one or several Title Tuesdays. That is something we can check the statistics on. But as David says, they are playing really quickly and into what, to my eyes, look like a draw. So not something too terribly exciting here. And then you have to look at the tie breaks, whether or not the tie breaks favor Magnus. He has beaten the others on the top, if that's something that is counted. But yeah, has Min Le won a Title Tuesday before?
I think he has.
That's something we...
I've seen him win many games against strong players, so I wouldn't be surprised if he has in the past. I think he won one of the final Title Tuesdays before we revamped it, before we started these splits and made it into the Premier League of chess. Min Le, he's very, very quick and tricky. But this is definitely Magnus, I think, playing on the tie breaks, like you said. A bit of a lottery because it depends on your previous opponent's scores. So you might have a lead in the tiebreaks, but then all of your previous opponents from the past 10 rounds lose all their last rounds, and your tiebreak could be ruined. But this is Magnus trying to trade off all the rooks, trying to go down to an opposite color bishop endgame and keep it safe.
Yeah, Magnus Carlsen with 41 Title Tuesdays wins heading into this game week. Min Le has won it 13 times. He is no stranger to winning Title Tuesday. He's played all the game weeks so far in the autumn split. He's scored a lot of points, and no podium finishes so far though for Min Le. It's definitely not unlikely he's going to get one today, but this is the final round and Magnus is now better on the bar.
Wow.
And yeah, it's no longer looking so drawish. Is there some long-term plans he's looking for here, David?
Yeah, essentially Magnus, if he trades off the rooks, it should be a draw. Opposite color bishops, they kind of bypass each other. Normally black can set up a blockade on the dark squares, white sets up a blockade on the light squares, but with rooks on the board, you get a little bit more license to probe. I think the white bishop is going to step back and then sit on a nice outpost where it can never ever be kicked away. And then the next idea will be to lift the white rook to the 7th rank, attack this pawn, attack that pawn. Black actually tries to take away one of the squares. But this is Magnus with a pawn majority. It's 3 versus 2 on the left side. Magnus with the pawn majority there, but black's pawns, the 3 versus 2 on the other side, don't look very impressive, those double pawns. So it's kind of a small but lingering advantage. And watch out, there's a big threat. That black rook is actually trapped. He needs to get it out. There's no escape squares. That's
sneaky, very sneaky, yeah.
That's spiky, speedy and tricky. The black rook needs to move. Only way out of here. But Magnus suddenly, for the first time in this game, has a pass pawn. Min Le has been outplayed here. He actually tries to use this square for his rook now, but that's not lasting very long.
Ali Reza Forougha is a lot better in his game against Salem Saleh. He is trying to ruin for Salem to take victory in Title Tuesday Game Week 7. It's, of course, right now looking like Magnus Carlsen is well on his way to win Game Week 7.
Yeah, I feel bad for Min Le because he needs to win if he wants first place. Magnus played a very, very drawish line against him. Min Le could have actually pretty much forced a drawish endgame earlier. He wanted to keep the tension, just 1 or 2 more moves. Then he got outplayed, and now Magnus is in a very risk-free position. Rooks come off the board. I said it was a draw earlier, but suddenly white has this pawn. Somewhere between drawing and winning. It's a bit of a race now. You need to calculate what to do if the white king rushes here, and then the pawn starts advancing. Magnus advances the pawn first. The black king's going to try and ride to the rescue. The bar thinks Magnus is better, but is it enough? It's so close between a win and a draw. Wow. It's one or the other, but Min Le under big pressure.
With a loss in this game, I mean, anyone can still win Title Tuesday. We're going to have to start calculating. If it's a draw, then still chances for those players on 8.5. If it's a win, Magnus Carlsen wins Title Tuesday Game Week 7.
This is very difficult. Like, at some point, you might have totally immobilized black's pieces. The king might be stuck, the bishop might be stuck defending this square, and then the white king might have to journey the whole way around to the other side of the board later to look at another weakness in black's camp. Maybe the white bishop will try and win this pawn, which is fixed on the light square. Apparently, this is a game-losing blunder, though, from Min Le. Why is that an error? I would have played the same. I would have just gone for this pawn too. Magnus didn't see the immediate win. I think it was actually a check, forcing the king to pick a side, and then the white king goes the opposite direction to the black king. And again, a blunder from Min Le. Where is the knockout blow now? Magnus frowns. Is it just pushing this pawn forward, fixing this little guy on a light square? There we go. Magnus plays it, and it works this time. What's Magnus going to do next? Look at this, forcibly creating a passed pawn. That's going to keep the black bishop honest. And while that black bishop is deflected, distracted, white's going to promote on the other side of the board. That is genius from Magnus.
Wow.
Now he's going to take this pawn. He's going to go back, and the c pawn promotes on a light square. The black king will not be able to hold it. Wow, that is genius. The white bishop is going to stop the black pawns, by the way, on light squares in the meantime. Easy to blockade those ones.
So even if that black pawn is very far advanced, Magnus is not worried about it.
No, the bishop drops back. And at the right moment, Magnus is going to try and get his king out the way and push this pawn. He's going to do it this way instead. Still not easy.
But he still has a lot of time on the clock. 2.5 minutes. Magnus Carlsen is massively better. Min Le ticking under 1 minute. And he is in a losing position.
Yeah, the problem is black is stuck. You need to keep your bishop an eye on this pawn. Need to keep the white king tied down. I was going to say that. You need to push this pawn forward, but at some point the white pawn might run past. Now Min Lei is going to give a check with his bishop to stop the promotion. But then the white king is going to come over and collect some pawns. This looks terminal. 40 seconds as well against 2.5 minutes. This is like, we talked about scoring goals in chess. There are beautiful queen sacrifices, then there are endgame grinds like this. And Magnus, opposite couple of bishops, he's winning a position that normally isn't winning. But note how the 2-pass pawns are so far away from each other. That's how to win these positions.
He almost looks bored, Magnus Carlsen, about to win Title Tuesday, about to win this game. He has so much time on the clock. Min Lei in huge trouble. The clock is about to turn red. Will he simply resign?
There's just so many threats. Where to even begin to deal with the mess on the board? Times on 4 seconds. I think he knows it is an unstoppable attack. And yeah, there it is.
Wow, his clock runs out, Min Lei. He leans back.
Magnus Carlsen takes it.
A few weeks in the wilderness. In the wilderness of fatherhood, he is back.
That's beautiful.
Tuesday.
Congratulations, Magnus Carlsen. After a few weeks in the wilderness of fatherhood, to quote the world #1, he is back. He takes the win in round 11. He takes Title Tuesday Game Week 7. It's his 3rd Title Tuesday win in the autumn split. He is definitely back, and he has played fantastic chess today, David.
Yeah, just one small blemish, that loss against Salem, but other than that, almost perfect chess from Magnus. Fantastic endgame play. He mentioned the word grind earlier. A lot of long grinds, outmaneuvering his opponents. But yeah, well deserved. Many congratulations, Daddy Carlsen.
Daddy Carlsen is the daddy of chess, as Simon Williams would have said. Look at that score. 10 points for Magnus Carlsen. One little loss was a bump in the road, but no issues. Magnus Carlsen takes the win. Have you been impressed, Virtual?
I have been incredibly impressed. I mean, you know he's an endgame grinder when you see the games and you're sat next to experts giving you just the rundown of how he's playing as other experts, but somehow making it look easy to just put them in an impossible situation to solve. It's incredible stuff, and a well-deserved win on his way back from the wilderness.
Definitely, exactly. He almost made it look a little easy today, David. He seemed so chill.
Yeah, it definitely felt like he had a couple more gears he could have gone up if he really needed to. But I think the only time he was really stressed, Magnus, was that game against Salem, and that's when things got to him, taking risks to try and get 11 out of 11. In the meantime, Anna, is she still playing?
Anna is still playing here in round 11, the final round, and the bar is jumping up and down in that one. We hope, of course, to get a comment from Magnus, but can we jump into the game? Here we go.
Oh my.
Oh, she's winning. She's got a second queen. 5 seconds, though. Oh, she needs to be fast.
We are in pre-move territory.
Wow.
Can't she hold on?
Take the rook, take the pawns, get safe. Pre-move,
Check, maybe.
Take the pawns, you'll be safe. Oh, the opponent slowed down there. She's safe. She's got to give some checks. Keep the rook safe, and she wins on time!
For 5 points out of 11, which she is incredibly happy about, I believe. That is a score she chases, so...
What a
big smile.
Yes, what a finish for Anna Kravling in the Dave Cave. She takes the win. Dramatic finish, but the Ice Queen keeps cold. She wins the game. That is cool to see, Virtual. You get proud.
Of course. And you want to see the people you're cheering for do well, so you can see a big smile, happy, elated, I think, to win with 0 seconds left for both players. But just enough to hold on.
Incredible stuff. All smiles now in the Take offices. Anna finishing on a high in Title Tuesday Game Week 7. Magnus Carlsen finishing on a very high. He wins the final round and he wins Title Tuesday Game Week 7. We hope to get both of these two amazing players into the studio to chat with them. Before we do that, let's check out some of the action that we've seen here in the final few rounds. This one, of course, was a little bit of a low point for Magnus today.
Yeah, but very impressive to Salem. We shouldn't take anything away from him. He found the deadly attacks when it mattered, and it was here he had his first winning opportunity. He didn't find the right bishop check, but he got gifted a second chance. He needed to go the other way with his bishop. Instead, here, the white king sidestepped, the black queen dropped back, And even with the clock turning red, Salem had enough time to give mate. This was the final blunder from Magnus Carlsen. As the king dropped back, he missed the rook check. And unfortunately, the king had to line back up.
No, I
with
didn't
the black
see that check. I didn't see check on F on E1. Okay.
He was annoyed there.
Well done.
Magnus Carlsen.
Ugh. That was so unnecessary. Our hopes of playing a perfect tournament come to an end.
And a sip of that huge glass of water. Magnus Carlsen was annoyed there in, was that round 10? Or round 9?
Round 9, I believe?
Yeah, round 9.
Round
but
9.
It's interesting how, for him, you know, even winning this tournament, he's probably left with the thought of, man, it should have been the clean sweep in the tournament.
Exactly. That's what I'm wondering as well. Like, is that what he's thinking about when he finishes the tournament? That, you know, that one loss.
Yeah, somehow losses linger in the mind more than wins. Like, wins are normal for Magnus. That's part of the day-to-day, but a loss is rare. So that's, yeah, so close to the perfect score.
We hope to get a chat with the winner of Title Tuesday Game Week 7. And here he comes. He's sitting down. I'm going to find the microphone. And here you go, Magnus.
Yeah.
There we have it. Magnus, congratulations on winning Game Week 7.
Do we scoot a bit so you can come in? Oh, we have the camera. Yeah. Perfect.
Here he is, the winner.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
We are wondering, after playing so many fantastic games today, there was this one loss. Is that the one you're thinking about, or are you just on a high now?
No. I mean, I fought back well and won the last couple, so I think as long as you have a perfect score, the plan is always to win every game. But I'm very, very fine with that loss. I was even talking about it on the stream that when queens get exchanged, I usually win. But on the rare occasion that I lose in these tournaments, I do usually get mated, and I did get mated. So it was absolutely fair, and I'm very happy with my performance overall.
You've played fast today. David have commentated on many brilliant moves from you today. What are you the most happy about?
I didn't feel like it was brilliant by any means, but it was fairly steady. There weren't a lot of blunders, and I was putting the grind on in the end games, and yeah, it felt like decent quality overall. And I also beat a lot of good players today. Like, didn't play Hikaru or Alireza, but a lot of very, very strong both over the board and blitz players. So very happy.
Yeah. And you say there at the end when you win it that you're now back after being in the wilderness of fatherhood. Magnus, congratulations on your baby boy.
Thank you.
What is life like with a baby boy at home?
You know, it's different, of course, but I am certainly enjoying every moment of it, and I think we're a very good team, and we're getting good help as well.
Yeah. I mean, we got all teary here in the studio when we saw the beautiful picture that Ella posted of you and your baby boy. What is he like?
He's great. Yeah. What can I say? He's 2 weeks old, but he's fat and happy.
That's exactly what it should be. What is sleep like? Are you getting enough sleep to play good chess?
Yeah, I was today for sure. There was a 2.5 hour gap, in the middle of the night. But apart from that, I managed to sleep well. And Ella is very generous with me. So even though I'm obviously getting significantly less sleep than I was before, I'm still getting enough to get by on most days.
Yeah. We haven't seen anything about a name or anything. Is there anything you can announce on that?
Yeah, he has a name.
Can you tell us?
In due time, yeah.
Okay, interesting. Now, I know the plans for you going forwards, Magnus, is actually quite packed. You're going to St. Louis to play a big tournament. Are you playing World Rapid Blitz over the Christmas? You're, of course, going to South Africa for freestyle. What are your plans?
Well, I've pretty much kind of cleared my schedule for September and most of October. But you know, I'm still a professional player, so I got to get back to work at some point.
Will you bring the family to these travels?
No, I think St. Louis. It's a bit early, but then I think afterwards it's a good chance.
Yeah. And are you playing World Rapid Blitz over Christmas?
I still don't know.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right. Well,
I can say that it's gone from like a very, very clear no to a maybe.
Okay, a maybe there to go and defend the Blitz title. Now, being back here, streaming and playing Title Tuesday, what was it like?
You know, it was fun. I mean, I was here yesterday, and the camera setup didn't work for Zoom in the main streaming room, so I was in the Dave cave, and I gotta say, like.
Did he win that?
No, the air in the Dave cave. It's. I don't know if it's you, David, or.
Could you still smell me? I hadn't been there for like a day.
No. I'm just saying, like, it was probably with me being tired to begin with, but I was really like kind of going through the motions yesterday. But today I felt more energetic, calmer, and I had a great time being back here. I mean, I do love to play chess, and I have mostly been at home the last couple of weeks, and I do, you know, if the kid is sleeping, I will sneak in online games, because why not?
Definitely. Virtual, you'd enjoyed watching Magnus here today as well.
Oh yeah, no, it was incredible. I mean, it's really great to see you back and playing the Title Tuesday tournament. Do you find time to think about chess during your days now? Is it something like you know, you're of course taking care of the child, but do you still sort of want to compete as much as before, with fatherhood taking a bigger role in your life?
Yeah, I still want to compete. I'm still a chess player, and yeah, I think both with a little bit with age, and also now with a different kind of era in my life, motivation will be going a bit up and down. But I love playing, and I think about it, and my wife is very understanding.
I actually saw an interview with Erling Haaland the other day, another Norwegian top athletes, of course, talking about how having a kid actually made him even better, because now it's easier for him to take some time and relax and have his head in other places than football. Do you see that happening for you as well?
Well, I'm glad he thinks that taking care of a kid is relaxing. I guess it can be. Yeah.
Magnus, you've proven definitely that you are the one to beat in also Title Tuesday, this new 5+0 format. You win it for the third time here in the autumn split. Does this mean something extra special, winning it for the first time as a father?
No, for sure, and especially after a couple of poor showings, it was good to just play some really decent chess today, and actually feel like I'm up to speed.
Fantastic. And now it's home to the family?
Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
When can we meet the little one?
We'll see.
Magnus, congratulations both on the baby boy and on your Game 7 victory.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us. We're going to make a switch in the studio. Anna Crumling is coming in.
Here we go.
Is here. She finishes on a high in the Dave K. Congratulations.
I do. You know, this was a very surreal experience. I completely agree with Magnus saying that in the Dave cave you don't breathe so well. David have you done there? The fan had some food on it too.
That wasn't me. That was definitely Magnus.
Out in the middle of my game.
He just
Like-
wants the aroma.
The smell is me, but the bad air, that's the lack of windows.
Yes,
That's my excuse.
Yeah.
We are working on that. I apologize for that, Anna. You can definitely blame your losses on that. But let's talk about your wins. You had some great performances today as well.
I did. I mean, it was fine. 4 points. That's what I said. 4 points. I'm happy. Like, it was okay. But there were just a couple games that I was completely winning that I lost on time. I don't know if you saw any of them, but yeah, there were like 2 games where I was a piece up or something and I just lost on time. So it was very tilting in that moment. Hence, if you heard some screams, I realized that my door was open, which was a bad idea. I closed it after the last break, but hence the screams.
Yeah, we jumped into one game where we saw how many queens were on that board? 4?
You saw that game?
Yes.
I was hoping that you'd see that game. I was like, pull that up in the stream. 3 queens. Yeah, 3 extra queens and a pawn. That was
Holy. Yeah, there were 3 queens on the board, 1 queen on the camera. That's what we were saying. I mean, wow.
Yeah. Thank you. That felt good. Beating a 2500 with 4 queens is very satisfying.
Incredible.
I must say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what has it been like, Virtual, to sit here and comment on your girlfriend playing chess?
No, it was fun. As we were talking about, with the door open, we did intermittently hear the blunders or the time running out. But no, it's been really fun. It's really cool to see Tile Tuesday in the studio.
Yeah.
And Anna played really well as well, so you can be very happy. Yeah.
I want to rewatch the commentary. I am very excited to rewatch the commentary.
He's done a very good job. I'm impressed actually by how fast you see things on the chessboard. And you said many times.
You sing a lot. Like, we're going to have to play a game. Like, I feel like you've been sandbagging or something, or you're going to win this tournament.
Oh my, it's going to be a blowout. But it's really fun. You know, I've gotten to play a lot of good chess players, which many would consider an honor. So even if I lose them, it's really cool to play the best and see just how effortlessly you guys do it.
Yeah.
Understanding is very good.
As an inspiration to the players on a lower level, like myself, now, what can you say about Virtual's progress since you met him? And since you guys started to talk about chess a lot, he played a lot more chess, he now has ambitions to play over the board tournament. What has his progress been like?
I think he enjoys chess a lot more than I thought. I think in the beginning when I met him, I was just like, oh, he's just joining PogChamps. He's joining one tournament. Just, you know, for joining. But then I realized, wait, he actually really loves watching chess. Like, I think Virtual watches more chess than I do.
Wow.
He'll tell me chess news sometimes because he immediately knows. He's like, Anna, did you know that do you know about the new FIDE-rated system? And I'm like, this dropped like an hour ago. Like, no, I didn't.
No, I'm a chess frog on YouTube, you know? I watch Gotham, I watch Daniel Naroditsky, I keep up with whatever's happening, and it's like, yeah, it's fun to see, like, you know, the chess world. I'm probably one of the regular viewers in the chat that would be here chatting if I wasn't myself.
You're not only a power coupling streaming, you're becoming a chess power couple, basically.
Yeah, and you're maybe gonna play your first over the board tournament this year, so
we need to prepare for that one. That is coming down to whether or not I can hold my honor with my friends. So we're gonna be 3 friends playing this tournament. I just need to beat 2 of them, and I'm happy.
Well,
if I lose to all my opponents, it's fine as long as I beat my 2 fronts.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say because you can't. Yeah, it's just 2 more left out of the 3.
I figured
you're gonna beat all your friends.
Yeah,
that's everything.
All
you gotta
2
do
of
to
them.
be happy.
Yeah,
all 2 of them.
That's the
we'll
goal.
make sure of that.
And this is is this the Rilton Cup?
Yeah, that is the tournament we're playing. So.
And you're playing that as well, Anna.
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Can you tell us about your plans in the next few months?
Ooh, my plans. So I just dropped my Chessable course together with
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very excited. And we're dropping part 2 as well this year. So we dropped, D4 if they play D5, and now it's going to be D4 Knight F6, which is obviously also a very big part of the course. So that is right now what I'm working on at this very moment. But yeah, I'm going to freestyle chess as well. I heard Magnus mentioning that he's going, so I'm going to be going there as well to South Africa together with my mother.
Fantastic.
So we're both going again. I'm very happy to be bringing her in my adventures. And then I'm probably playing Rilton Cup as well. It's a family tradition. We play it every year. I absolutely love it. And yeah, next year I'm also having a couple tournaments and more plans that I'm excited to announce when it gets a bit closer.
I'm actually, I'm going to put you a little bit on the spot here.
Okay.
I had a text message coming in during the show today from NRK, which, you know, of course, is the biggest TV channel in Norway, the ones who've made chess popular in Norway, always following Magnus Carlsen in world championships. And the chief of them is saying that, I can see you're having Anna today. Can you please forward an invitation to the NRK studio over the holidays for the World Rapid and Blitz? I don't think you have to answer now, but you are officially invited to be on the panel. I think you've been invited before, but maybe it hasn't worked out.
Most years I did.
Exactly.
They didn't want me there, and it's an honor. It's a very big channel, of course. But the problem is that it always is at the same time as Rilton.
Exactly, yeah.
Otherwise, I would love to come, but you know, if something happens that I don't play Rilton, then I'll make sure to be at NRK.
Okay, I'll put you guys in touch. It would be fantastic for the Norwegian viewers, of course.
I love the Rilton Cup, by the way. That's where I became a grandmaster. So
that was your tournament?
That was it.
Really?
2007.
Wow.
Long time ago.
I was there too then, but I was just 5 years old.
Yeah, we didn't play in the tournament. Luckily for me, that was.
Really? Rilton Cup, was where?
Stockholm. Yeah, fun memories.
Fantastic.
Have you been back since to play the tournament?
No, I want to keep the fun memories. I don't want to.
So you're never playing again?
The Rilton Cup?
Yeah.
Maybe someday.
I'll take that as a
I'll
no.
combine it with a holiday.
Okay.
Speaking of which, what is your playing plans, David? Have you made a decision on a playing career?
I'll play more next year. I'll still play in the
Really?
German Bundesliga, so same team as Magnus. I've agreed to play a couple of weekends next year. I want to train for the British Championship, Olympiad next year.
Oh, that's true.
I was watching England today in the European Team Championship. I've never been more stressed or nervous in my life, and then I realized actually playing is probably like not that bad if I'm this stressed just watching. So next year. Olympiad, British Championship. Let's go.
Well, this is fantastic news. Anna has plans of playing. Virtual has plans of playing online over the board tournament. David has plans of playing more.
And you?
I will stay a chess fan. But actually, I have started playing a little bit more online. I'm getting back into it, actually.
Good.
And enjoying it.
Very good.
Feeling inspired by all of you guys. It's fun to watch. Anna, thank you for being here, streaming, playing, sharing your energy and your great mood today. It's been fantastic to watch.
Thank you so much for having me. And it was so fun that Virtual got to commentate as well. I literally am so excited to rewatch this. It's going to be amazing.
You cannot roast my... I did my best, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed watching. And thank you all for having me here. Take. Appreciate it. Go download the app, check out for more chess news, and play some games yourself. We're all talking about how much we're going to play.
Exactly.
You guys should play chess too. It's a great mind exercise.
I love it. All right, before we say thank you to all of you, we have to take a look at the Champions Chess Tour standings. We are done with 7 game weeks, and this is the road to the eSports World Cup next year. Magnus Carlsen is on top, scoring 10 points today. He's on 33 points. Ali Reza Frouzja in second with 25 points. Hikaru, even if he didn't play today, still in there. Same with Hans Niemann. Esipenko in 7th place, because Magnus is already qualified for EWC. It is those top 7 spots right now, making it through. All right, that was game week 7. That was the halfway mark in the autumn split. Next week, game week 8. We'll be back same time, and with more exciting chess, more drama, more brilliancies, more time trouble. Always a lot of fun with Title Tuesdays. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Ooh. And watch out, the bishop's coming to skewer the 2 black rooks.
Oh.
Duda, he painted himself into a corner there. Any moment now, that clock is turning to 0, and it's surely going to be game over. He gives up his knight, Arjun Erigaisi, but he wins on time. Now the black knight is coming back. Ooh, and this pawn's dropping. Among other things, the rook comes in instead. He leans back. Magnus takes the win. Magnus doesn't go for the drawn. He's blundered. Magnus Carlsen. Why is that a mistake? It's a check. Where is the win for Salem? It's a check. Magnus has missed this one.
Oh, he sees it now.
He's getting mated.
Here we go.